my goodness. Well, the good news is, chat, it was 1,000 times better than whatever last night was. The bad news is that WWE's greed from night one into night two only got worse. But at least we got some bangers, we got some moments. We got a show that felt like WrestleMania. Even though it was only 6 matches and we got to the main event about 8:30. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi delivered. Lesnar is retired. Or is he? Trick Williams is the new United States Champion. We got a 6-man ladder match, which questions why the Money in the Bank ladder match isn't at WrestleMania. And we got a main event between CM Punk and Roman Reigns that was a downright classic. But it wasn't perfect. We're going to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday night, night 2. We had 9,100 last night. Let's try for it again on this Sunday night. And when I get to the venue, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. It also isn't about excuses. WWE has failed creatively. AEW has failed fundamentally. So why did Triple H lose the plot? Why did Tony Khan abandon everything that made AEW special? Because nobody is committed to the one thing that actually matters. Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your WrestleMania 42 Night 2 post show for your Sunday, April 19th, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Sunday evening, wherever you may be. And before we get into any business tonight, I got to shout out my most loyal patrons.
Get ready. Woo! We are on tour, and we're doing it better than anybody else alive.
We got a $100 super chat from my guy, Cody Snyder. Thank you, Punk. I never got to see Shawn or Savage, my other two favorites, wrestle live, but I got to see Punk tonight. Punk is something very special. Congrats to Roman. That was fucking great. Cheers, JD and OTS. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh my God. We got another one, man. Look at this fucking guy. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Best in the world. Matt with a $100 super chat. Been a minute since I dropped one of these. This is to all the OTS family and the best post show in the game. Then, now, and forever. Always appreciate you, JD. OTS for life. Another round of applause. Holy shit. You guys are great, man. I tell you, the support that you guys have shown the post show and all the streams for the month of April, man, has been tremendous. We're doing some of the best numbers that we've ever done. And it's all thanks to you guys, man. Last night, that post show is nearing 100,000 views. Fucking great. And we're not even through the YouTube 48-hour process. So that is tremendous, man. Thank you guys very much. And thank you to all the tremendous support. It's going to be a long night. By the energy that I see in this chat already, it's going to be a long night. I'm here for it as long as my voice holds up. But we're not going to rant and rave. And we're not going to get overly animated like we did last night, because last night very much deserved it. Last night caused a lot of division in the IWC. A lot of people exposed themselves for being bootlickers. A lot of people exposed themselves for being an aid in the corporate overtaking of WWE, and they don't realize that they're being fucked by TKO. I'm sorry. I am never going to sit here and support a corporate conglomerate and how it just absolutely ruins everything and the things that we love. Night one was a fucking embarrassment. An absolute fucking embarrassment. Thank God night two. I don't want to say night two. I guess I can say night two saved this show. If the matches on this night did not deliver the way that they did, and they didn't make the right decisions that they did, this WrestleMania would have been a complete creative flop, some of the worst in the history of WrestleMania. Night two saved this show from being a complete and utter creative failure. Because they're going to rake in so much money, they are going to break their live gate from last year, so it's not a financial failure by any stretch of the imagination. Creatively, which is what we do here and what we talk about, creatively, it would have been a fucking failure. But thank God that did not happen. Night two largely was a thumbs-up show. We got Oba Brock, excellent. We got that ladder match, excellent. We got the main event with Punk and Roman Reigns, fucking great main event. Randy and Cody looking at that main event, wondering what went wrong with our main event. A lot went wrong with that main event, which was another criticism people were trying to fling at me today. How didn't you like that? It was great storytelling. The match was fucking boring. And it was all over the place. They didn't know what they wanted to do and what they wanted to be and where they had to go. We're definitely going to talk about that a little bit tonight. And we're going to talk about that throughout the week because I'm sure that's going to be a hot button topic. But night two. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking guy. He again, all three of them, man. Holy shit. My guy Cam G with a $100 super chat. Night 2 was a little bit better, but I'd say that HOG show was better than both Night 1 and Night 2. Much love, JD OTS for life. Look at this fucking guy. Cam G, thank you, brother. Man, I'm loving the fucking energy here tonight, man. You guys are great. Holy shit. Night 2 saved WrestleMania. I even went out there. Don't listen. You guys in the venue tonight, don't go and tattletale on me, okay? Even Jade Cargill had a good match. I know it's crazy. Look at this fucking guy. What's going on here? What is going on here, man? Holy shit. Where's my yes chance? Look at this fucking guy. What is going on here, man? This fucking guy, Lorgasmic, with a $100 super chat. Roman said it all along. He does not do mediocrity, and he proved that tonight, along with Punk, 48 years old and still doing bangers and stealing the show. Proved he was worthy of the true main event all along. Absolutely. I cannot disagree with our guy, Lorgasmic. We're going to get into that. Night 2 saved the entire show. Even Jade Cargill had a good match. Again, don't go tell on me. I got to keep up my image on social media. Oh, but Jade's a racist, man. Sure thing, you fucking ghoul. Absolutely not. I don't even know where to start. Honestly, I was pretty pleased with the overall creative direction for the show. You know, I'm going to start with Brock. That's looking at it, depending on how people look at the show. It was the biggest news story coming out of the show. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. We're going to talk about the match. This fucking guy. Look at this guy. This guy's coming in from the Philippines. This guy's getting a yes chant. I can't even speak. I can't even get a fucking word in here, man. Holy shit. What's going on here tonight, man? You guys are happy. My guy, Paul, with a Philippine pesos super chat, which equals over $100 here. $100 super chat coming to us from the Philippines. Night 2 saved the whole weekend. By the way, this is in Philippine pesos, says Paul. You guys are killing it already, man. Unbelievable. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody, man. Thank you to everybody. Brock Lesnar. I am going to save the actual substance of the match for when we talk about how it opened the show. At the end of the match, WWE made the right decision. I've been saying this. It was the easiest of decisions. Everything that they did with Lesnar and Oba Femi for the last 5 weeks has been perfect booking. From mega WrestleMania match between two guys like this, it was the perfect story and the perfect build for this type of match. This was the biggest attraction at WrestleMania. This was the one match people were most looking forward to on this show. The majority of us were looking forward to. They got everything right. For the most part, they got the match right. I would have changed just one thing. I would have given them another 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops. For some reason, it still felt a little short. It felt a little too short. I wanted to see a little bit more. But that just goes to show you how everybody wanted to see this match and how much they wanted to see Oba and Brock lock it up. Phil, I see your super chat. Phil just donated $100. We'll get to him in a second. Being that they got everything right, I was genuinely curious how they were going to land this aircraft. They landed it perfectly. Fall from grace, one of them. It wasn't 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. It was one fall from grace. Any more than that would have weakened Oba Femi. One fall from grace. He even stood up on one knee after taking an F5. One fall from grace. 3 seconds later, Oba Femi gets the win over Brock Lesnar. What happened after the match is what people are talking about. Brock Lesnar sat in the ring. He unzipped his boots. And he left his boots and his combat gloves in the ring. Paul Heyman legitimately had tears running down his face. And he was crying all the way up the aisleway alongside Brock Lesnar. Symbolically, Brock Lesnar retired from WWE and professional wrestling. Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp said that WWE believed Brock Lesnar was going to retire and step away at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. That was the plan. That was the plan that they wanted. It's not what WWE wants. It's what Brock Lesnar wants. It's Brock Lesnar's career. Brock Lesnar can do whatever the fuck he wants. The first thought in my head was, is Brock really done? WWE, you know WWE, would want to monetize and promote and speak from the highest mountaintop. Brock Lesnar's retiring. Let's advertise it. Let's put it on a billboard. Let's build a big match. Let's get tickets sold for this big moment. Let's get people in the arena. They're going to need 2 main events for SummerSlam, being that SummerSlam is now 2 nights. I just find it weird that WWE isn't going to monetize or promote Lesnar's final match as a pro wrestler. Lesnar's retirement match. Then you got the Gunther storyline. Then I was thinking, well, maybe he isn't done. Because WWE just ran an angle 2 weeks ago where Gunther approached Paul Heyman and said, now you owe me a favor because I'm doing what nobody else wanted to do, and that's take out Seth Rollins for one reason or another. You owe me more than just a thank you. So here I am thinking, well, this is going to really kind of throw another couple of logs on the fire for Gunther to now kind of call out Brock Lesnar from afar. He's going to call him a bitch. He's going to call him a pussy. He's going to call him all these different things, a coward. He's going to try and call out Brock Lesnar from retirement. I mean, it's a possibility. But we're all thinking, well, if Gunther and Lesnar is the plan, that means Gunther's eventually going to have to beat Brock Lesnar because he's the career killer after all. I mean, it's tailor-made for it going in that direction now. The thing is, if Lesnar did what he did tonight, and he did what he did for Oba Femi, if Lesnar comes back and wrestles Gunther to lay down for Gunther, it still could work. It just, in my opinion, takes away a little bit of what happened to Oba Femi tonight, because now Oba Femi is the guy that's in the last match of Brock Lesnar's career, beating Brock Lesnar single-handedly, where they fall from grace. He is the new beast incarnate. Why would you want to ruin that moment? For all we know, Brock Lesnar doesn't even want to wrestle Gunther. He looks at Gunther and says, I don't want to put this fucking guy over. This guy's been handed everything. I want to put this kid over, and then I want to step away. My job is done. The reports a couple of weeks ago mentioned that Brock Lesnar didn't want to lose on back-to-back nights. He didn't want to lose at WrestleMania. He didn't want to lose at SummerSlam consecutively. Maybe some of those reports were actually true. Maybe he only wanted to lose to Oba. He didn't want to lose to Gunther. It's going to be a very interesting story to see play out. If Lesnar is done, good for him. He made a decision. He decided to walk away. He could go another 10 years if he wants to. He doesn't need to. But he retired tonight, and I use that loosely because we don't really have an official word yet. He left his boots in the ring, he left his MMA gloves in the ring, and he walked away, and he did the right thing, and he put Oba Femi over. There will never be another Brock Lesnar. And then you see on social media in some circles, good riddance, the creep is gone, blah, 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 all these other things. Still in 2026, Brock Lesnar gave you the most anticipated WrestleMania match on the entire card. If Oba Femi was in there with anybody else, it wouldn't have even been talked about. The reason why it was talked about and hyped and excited about was because Brock Lesnar was a part of it. Brock Lesnar is one of the most decorated athletes in the history of the business. Just like there will never be another Hulk Hogan or Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, The Undertaker, The Rock, Kurt Angle. There will never be another Goldberg. There will never be another Eddie Guerrero. There will never be another Roman Reigns, a CM Punk. There will never be another Brock Lesnar, ever. These athletes, these men, these performers, these wrestlers that we grew up idolizing and watching and welcoming them into our home, there will never be another one of them ever, ever. You can certainly try. You can take certain things that you did with one guy and form a new plan and come up with a new foundation and a blueprint, but you're never going to be another Brock Lesnar or anybody else that I just mentioned. Ever. John Cena, Macho Man. Yes, you guys are going off on different names. Maybe he wanted to just do what he needed to do and pass the torch and get out. He's done everything that this business requires. And he left it in the hands of Oba Femi. There's nothing that's going to enhance Oba Femi any more than what Brock Lesnar did tonight. No matter what. And I'm talking about if Lesnar does come back and he's lured out of a retirement from Gunther to ultimately lose to Gunther. And Gunther has that now hanging over him. It's not going to mean a fucking thing. It's not going to mean as much. It's It's not fair of me to say it's not going to mean a fucking thing. It's not going to mean anywhere near what it meant tonight for Oba to beat Gunther if Gunther beats Brock Lesnar. So I'm looking at this head on and I'm saying, just leave it the way it is now. This is it. You got 50,000 fucking people doing the Oba strut. 50,000 people barking during Oba's theme, chanting his name during his theme. What is Gunther going to do for anybody if he beats Lesnar that Lesnar didn't do for Oba? It doesn't even make any sense to me. Again, it's going to be a very interesting story to follow because we got no official confirmation. And I don't think anybody anticipated that tonight. It's a very special moment. You only leave or are supposed to leave your gloves and your boots and whatever other paraphernalia in the ring one time. Why ruin that? Lesnar walked away smiling and crying, for Christ's sake. Why ruin that? That's just the way that I look at it. That's the way I would look at it. Why would I want to come back and do that all over again and lose to somebody else when I put this fucking kid over and it means more to him than it will ever mean to Gunther? Again, it's an interesting story to see play out. WWE does have an avenue there if they do want that match or if Lesnar wants that match. I've been saying for months, I find it very difficult to even believe. With WWE tentatively going into Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43 next year, that Lesnar isn't going to be requested and be a part of that card. I just find it very difficult to believe. There's only one thing that Lesnar cares about, and that is how he's being paid and how much. WWE could certainly do it if they wanted to with Gunther. I don't think it's even necessary now. The career killer gimmick is done. It really is. I'd have Oba win the fucking championship and wrestle Gunther at SummerSlam and do that match at SummerSlam and just have Oba beat Gunther. What are we doing with Gunther anyway? Seemingly, you dropped the fucking ball with him coming out of retiring John Cena and retiring AJ Styles. He wrestled Seth Rollins last night, which was a great match. But where exactly are we going with Gunther? Do they got some master plan? What are they waiting for? How many people do you want him to retire before you actually pass that on to somebody else? You got Oba right here. You're going to wait? Just do it. That may be the natural progression of how things go if Lesnar doesn't really go back and wrestle. We'll talk about the Oba and Brock match. It was explosive. I would have added another 3 minutes or so to it, but that's just me. I know certain people felt the same way. I felt the same way about just the overall vibe of WrestleMania coming out of last night, coming into tonight. Way too many fucking commercials. Which is mind-boggling to me how people somehow support this company and are yelling at the ones that didn't like the show. Everybody that liked the show were complaining about the people who didn't like the show, complaining about the commercials. And people who liked the show were looking at the people who didn't like the show because of the copious amounts of advertisements and commercials. And they were blaming it on a simplistic, brain rot excuse for why you didn't like the fucking show. I'm sorry, if a match goes 7 fucking minutes after I just had to sit through 6 minutes of fucking advertisements and commercial, I'm gonna fucking say a thing or two. If you're giving me 6 minutes of commercials, the match should be at least 12, 13 minutes. Not 7. They did the same thing tonight. The first hour on ESPN was really great. By the first hour, when that was over and done with, I think everybody universally said, all right, this is already better than night one. And it was. We got a great match with Oba and Brock. We got a moment with Brock Lesnar retiring. We got a ladder match with fucking highlight reel Javon Evans and JD McDonough and Penta. I mean, some of the highlights of this WrestleMania, at least 3 or 4 spots are in that match alone. They blew last night out of the water with that 1 hour free on ESPN. But there was still a lot of advertisements. There were still a lot of commercials. So much so that JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, and Rusev didn't even get entrances on television. So much so that they were showing advertisements in the arena during JD McDonough's entrance. His entire entrance was a commercial in the arena, inside Allegiant Stadium, on the big screens. Imagine you're JD McDonough and you're Rusev and you're Dragon Lee, who, by the way, had some wicked fucking costume that he walked out with. He had legitimate dragon wings on the back of his fucking outfit. Did you see it? Did I see it? You know where I saw it? A still photo that a fan took on social media. It's disgusting. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. Yet I'm not supposed to complain about it. Those things bother me. You're paying $29.99 for the ESPN on-demand app. When you're starting to cut away into the actual program, which is one of the biggest fucking things about WrestleMania, the outfits and the entrances and how everybody fucking just comes to be their best version at WrestleMania, you miss 3 of the fucking 6 guys that were in the ladder match. Because I gotta watch another static image of fucking WrestleMania 42 Las Vegas, commercial break. We'll be right back. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn went 7 minutes. That was one of the best feuds going into WrestleMania. 7 minutes. Goes to show you what Sami Zayn can do in 7 minutes. He was tasked with putting this kid over in 7 fucking minutes. And he did it beautifully. Outside of the advertisements and WWE just fucking commercial after commercial to death, I thought this was a much better in-ring show. Though I would have added another 5 or 6 minutes to Sammy and Trick. I would have added another 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops to Oba and Brock. Beggars can't be choosers. But when you find out that WWE loaded the fucking show up with advertisements and commercials, and that's the reason why the matches were short, because ESPN and Netflix, they got to get the money back on their investment, and they're the ones that sell the fucking ad spots to the advertisers and where they are plugged into the show and for how long. Bro, it's a terrible viewing experience. It will always be a terrible viewing experience. And no, I'm not going to sit here and stay quiet about it. Because just like the people that are sitting there in the arena, foolishly, who paid for 3 hours of a WrestleMania that included 6 matches on night 2, I will complain about it. It's a large waste of fucking money. It is. And no, I'm not watching WrestleMania with friends. I got a job to do. I got to be here. I got to remain straight and narrow. I got to remain sober. I don't drink during these shows. The only thing I consume is caffeine. Oh, if you watch the show and just let loose and have fun, it's not as bad. That doesn't mean that I can't complain about the fucking commercials. It's never been as bad as it was this year. Ever. It's a problem. And I understand this is going to be something that we have to live with. This also doesn't mean let's move WrestleMania back to one night. I mentioned this last night. I've seen people spark discussion today that WWE needs to go back to one night and have it be on Sunday. I would like that. I really would. One show on Sunday. Not at 7 hours, but I would like that. Well, it would leave Saturday open. I can remain in the city that WrestleMania is hosting and have a good time. But I can't do that. We can't do that. We as creators can't do that unless you don't give a shit. I very much do. WrestleMania is not going back to one night. WWE has absolutely full steam ahead, without any regret, without any hesitation, is now on the two-night format for WrestleMania and now SummerSlam. They realize that if you're dumb enough to pay for one night, that you're going to be dumb enough to pay for two nights. And they had more people on Sunday night than they supposedly, more people on Sunday night than they did on Saturday night. If they could fill 50,000 people on Saturday and then 52,000 or so on Sunday, why would they ever go back to just doing one night? That may mean WWE moving back to one night, they're just going to up the ticket prices even more to offset the amount of going back to one night. And then we, the fans, are going to get fucked because the show's going to be overly too long. WWE can't pump in as many advertisements as they can, or maybe they could. Maybe instead of 4-minute commercial blocks, we get 7 minutes of commercial blocks. It'll be like you watching a Twitch stream and there's just never-ending fucking commercials. Why would you want that? I wouldn't want that. WWE is going to find a way to make it up somehow. They love running one night of commercials and then 2 night of commercials. It doesn't work for them financially. We've been doing the 2-night WrestleMania thing for a while now. We just now shifted gears to doing 2-night SummerSlams. Last year was the first year. It ain't going back to normal. It's like you go into the grocery store and you see eggs for $8.99. Shit, I paid fucking $4.99 just 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Motherfucker, this ain't coming down. The prices at the food store are the prices at the fucking food store. It never goes down. It only goes up. WWE is not going to look back. It started with Mania. Then it bled over to SummerSlam. You know what's next? You're getting a 2-night Royal Rumble when they deem it appropriate. You're going to get one Royal Rumble on Saturday and one Royal Rumble on Sunday. You're going to get a women's Rumble on Saturday and a men's Rumble on Sunday. And then you're going to get a 2-night Money in the Bank. You're going to get a Saturday night Money in the Bank and a Sunday night Money in the Bank. Women's ladder match on Saturday and men's ladder match on Sunday. And then we'll conclude this experiment with Survivor Series, where they'll do War Games. Saturday Survivor Series and a Sunday Survivor Series. Women's War Game on Saturday, men's War Game on Sunday. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Don't act stupid. This is not going back to the way it used to be. Ever. It's said that that's the way we're going, but that doesn't mean create an overly fucking frustrating fan experience. The commercials have to come to an end. They do. WWE has lost the way. They lost the plot. The show feels lifeless. I have every fucking right to sit here and complain about the people that don't fucking understand. They automatically go to licking the boot of WWE because it's their home team. Your home team sucks. The other team ain't better. Well, because they do pay-per-view and they do fucking 40-minute matches every fucking week. Every month. 6 hours at a fucking time. One company does too much. The other company does too little. There's no middle ground. There's no balance. This show went from one match to fucking 7 minutes of ads into another match, from 7 minutes to ads into another match, 7 minutes of ads into another match. Bro, I'm going to have fucking nightmares listening to that static screen music. I think I've seen the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter trailers more times than I fucking care to mention. And Chumba Casino. Who gambles at Chumba Casino? I don't even know what a Chumba Casino is. It's a place where all the addicts go because they can't physically get to the fucking casino itself. We need to cut this shit down. Backstage interviews and backstage correspondence and promo packages. It's all gone. You don't even create an environment that creates excitement for what you're about to watch. It's disgusting. So no, we're not moving back to one night. I saw that was legitimately was trending online. It was trending on X. No, it's not happening. Oba Brock. 6-man ladder match. That 1 hour on ESPN. I even said out loud, I'm like, if you are somebody that doesn't have the ESPN app and you had no idea about WWE or you're a first-time watcher and you're just an uber fucking passerby viewer and you watch that 1 hour, you were probably tempted to buy the actual fucking app and watch the rest of this show. I thought what WWE did in that first hour was tremendous, minus the fucking interference with the commercials and the advertisements. That was a tremendous first hour. They conducted business the right way to make their ESPN overlords happy. Then we got to the actual show. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn opened the show for the United States Championship. Then we had Demon Balor and Dominik Mysterio. Then we had Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. And then finally, we had CM Punk and Roman Reigns. 6 matches. It's crazy to think that you spent money to sit there on a Sunday night for WrestleMania or a show that is calling itself WrestleMania for 6 matches. The show started at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. That's 3 p.m. Western time. And by the time we got to 8 o'clock, the show was already 80% over. Am I watching WrestleMania or am I watching a Vince McMahon version of In Your House? Which is it? Those shows lasted 2 hours, 2.5 hours tops. You're asking me to buy into the most premium of wrestling events. You're asking me to buy a $30 app to watch the show of shows. You're asking people to buy front row tickets to this slop, 40, 50,000 a pop. And that's how you reward them with fucking 2.5 hours of WrestleMania on a Sunday night? 3 hours of WrestleMania on a Sunday night? I don't know, man. I don't know. It is your money. You do what you want. You work for it. You do what you want with it. That would never in 1,000 fucking lifetimes be me. Ever. I'm smart enough to know that we're going to get what we usually get from WWE, which is usually disappointment. They don't even treat WrestleMania like WrestleMania anymore. Never mind the advertisements and the commercials and the fucking movie premieres and trailers and the sponsors on the ring mat and the turnbuckles and on the tables and on the announce desks. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. They don't even treat WrestleMania itself like WrestleMania. Night 1 felt like a fucking pre-show. It's almost like they treat Night 1 like the redheaded stepchild Oh, it's a Saturday night WrestleMania, and they put the garbage matches on night one, but then they save all the shit that we want to see for night two. Then why bother? You're telling me to watch and consume WrestleMania, but then you don't treat the entire thing like WrestleMania, and you treat Saturday night like it's some fucking AAA baseball game. It's not the way I want my money to be spent. I'm spending money on the entire experience. I can't imagine what the people sitting there felt like. I sat and watched this shit on a fucking app. I get the app for free because I got Verizon cable. So I get it with my cable package. And I still felt robbed. You're asking me to invest in the entire WrestleMania experience, yet they gave you half of the WrestleMania experience. Some of you need to start raising your fucking voices, man. Some of you really need to start raising your fucking voices. That's the only way that you're going to get anywhere. Why do I raise my voice? Because I know my voice is powerful, I know my voice is loud, and I know my community's got my back. I'm one of the biggest voices in this entire space. That's why. Why do I say half the shit that I do? Because I want fucking change. I do. And I can see it already. I'm not even on X. I won't be on X till after the fucking stream is over. People are going to be praising this and like this was a great WrestleMania and this was this and this was that. Motherfucker, you got Seth Rollins and Gunther last night. Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu was all right. Typical WWE plunder match. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton was a fucking huge disappointment. Rollins and Gunther basically saved that show from being a colossal failure. Then tonight, you actually had a show that felt somewhat like WrestleMania. Oba and Brock, the ladder match. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. Wasn't terrible. You got the Demon Balor coming back. Jade Cargill even put in work. And then you had Roman Reigns and CM Punk go 33 fucking minutes. Was it one of the greatest WrestleMania shows of all time? No, but that's what you're going to be hearing. People are going to be screaming from the fucking rooftops that WrestleMania was a great show because night two was so great. Night two was all right. Night two was a thumbs up show. I had a good time. That doesn't mean overall WrestleMania is now fucking saved. You can't go out there and say that the show was saved while ignoring the fucking problems that WWE gave us on night one, which are going to be a problem going into next year. Which may be worse because it's in Saudi Arabia. I see it now. We can sit here and celebrate. We can sit here and talk about how good night two was. But you have to sit here and also address how awful night one was. Was this a better WrestleMania than last year? That's going to be another question. Was this a better WrestleMania than last year? I'm going to say yes. Yes. Night one this year was worse than night one last year. And I say that because that triple threat match at the end of night one was fucking so great that it blew everything on night one this year out of the fucking water. But overall, I'm going to say that this year's WrestleMania was better than last year's WrestleMania. Just based on what we got tonight. There was a lot of good. There was a lot of good that happened tonight compared to looking back at last year. And even though Rhea and Io and Bianca had that great triple threat match to open night two, I can't sit here and actively say that CM Punk and Roman Reigns, comparing it to John Cena and Cody Rhodes, how are you going to look at last year's show and say that last year's show on night two was better than this year's show? It's not. It's not. You're a blithering idiot if you think that's the case. So do I think that this year's WrestleMania was better than last year? Yes, I do. I do. There was a lot of good to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about that tremendous main event. Roman Reigns is now the new World Heavyweight Champion. The Tribal Chief is once again reigning supreme over Monday Night Raw. He's holding a championship, by the way, that going into 40, he called the second rate championship, the secondary title. Now, I guess Roman Reigns is going to make this the A title in the company. No matter what you think of CM Punk, man, start giving Phil his flowers. That ladder match was great. Oba and Brock, Sami Trick, Jade Rhea, and then Finn Balor, Dominic. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it all. This is your WrestleMania 42 Night 2 post show for your Sunday, April 19th, 2026. While I was we had so many $100 bombs coming here, man. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. We got to shout out my guy DC Calgary with a $139.99 super chat coming to us from Canada. Watch WrestleMania tonight at Bret Hart's Bar in Calgary with my friends, and we got Nice and Oozy. Here's a tip for the IWC OTC. The best in the world, you, my friend, JD from NY. DC Calgary, thank you, brother. You are fucking awesome. Got to shout out my guy here as well. We got Phantom715 with a $200 super chat. I so enjoyed tonight after that shit show last night. Absolutely. Phantom, thank you, brother. Thank you very much. We got a couple more to read through here, and then we're going to get into the actual review. YouTube is giving me a problem, so bear with me here. I want to get to you guys because you guys have been so incredible here. Couch22 with a $100 super chat. Great after shows, JD. Love WrestleMania Night 2. Night 1 was complete shit. Looking forward to tonight's commentary. Vodka 7 tonight. Cheers. Thank you, Catch22. Yo, boy, Pete with a $100 super chat. One more bomb for Mania Weekend. Night 2 was definitely a lot better of the two nights. Roman just announced on the post show, let's get that part-time crap out of here. Make some room, y'all, because you'll be seeing me all summer. Also, heavy fuck TKO chants prior to that. We're going to talk about Roman's schedule because that was a big holdup for me. Phantom with the 200. Thank you again, brother. And Philuminati. Can't forget him. Cheers to you, JD. Love the post show. In the future, you have also, I have the post show on in the background, and the crowd is chanting, Oba is going to kill you. To Roman. It's crazy. We may be actually headed there. If WWE really wants to make some fucking waves, Oba challenges Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw tomorrow and wins the title. Wouldn't that be fucking something? Thank you guys for the tremendous support, man. Please keep that going. You guys are awesome. You guys have showed up bigger than last night, surprisingly. It's fucking crazy. You guys are great. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go and check out all the great content, including last night's Night 1 post show. We're on our way to 100,000 views on that post show alone. Go and check it out. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. We're already on our way to 177,000 subscribers. We may already be there. No, we're not. I wish. But we're well on our way. Thank you guys very much for all the support. Leave a comment down below. Hit that thumbs up. We have almost 2,000 likes. Let's try for 2,500. Super chats are open. Best way to support the show is via the super chat. Also, we got some brand new merch and a new merch storefront on Fourth Wall. Link is down below in the description. Go get your new merch. We already got Several sold. Unapologetically authentic. Now available on Fourth Wall. That design was done by my guy Salrex. It is now available on the new storefront. Go and get yours today. We got mugs. We got coasters. We got TNT merch. What's TNT? It's the best two-man podcast in the entire IWC. It's a show that me and the Solomonster do on Tuesday nights. Tuesday Night Titans. We got Tuesday Night Titans merch. Brand new Tuesday Night Titans merch coming. We got hoodies. We got women's tees. We got men's tees. Go and get yours today. Fourth Wall, now available. New storefront, link down below in the description. So go get yours today. And tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew Gold, BlueChew.com. Make sure you guys use that promo code JD at checkout. When you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the third month for free with code JD. So make sure you guys go and check that out. I want to thank Blue Chew for always being a great sponsor and a great friend to the community right here on Off the Script. Let's get into the actual review. WrestleMania Night 2. Sunday night from Las Vegas. First two matches were on ESPN. We opened things up with Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. This was the one match that people were looking forward to most, I believe, out of everything else on this show. It's the only thing coming on in that genuinely felt like WrestleMania, where WWE injected Pat McAfee into the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes feud and ruined that completely. I felt nothing. There was zero emotion when Pat McAfee was involved. There was zero emotion when they smartly took out Pat McAfee on Saturday night. I still felt nothing. It was just them diverting from the problem. He shouldn't have been there to begin with. Even CM Punk and Roman Reigns kind of felt flat. We got everything just really rocking and rolling in the early stages of setting that match up, and then they've just gone downhill ever since, slowly but surely, until it got to that last week where it was like almost some weird, bizarre love fest. I respect you and you respect me, but I still hate you. I'm glad none of that carried over into this and ruined what we got tonight, because that main event was tremendous. But Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi was the one match that I think everybody was genuinely looking forward to. I love Oba. I love Oba. I think Oba is fucking fantastic. I got to be honest with you guys, man. You know, watching shit like this at this large scale, especially with somebody like Oba, who just got called up from NXT. He spent 3 years in NXT. He was a part of the NIL program. He is genuinely one of the, if not the biggest success stories to come out of the NIL program. I put him above Braun Breaker. I put him above Tiffany Stratton. Easy. Kendall Gray was another one. Oba Femi, he walks on out, and you get a little emotional. You do. You're happy for the fucking guy. The guy was legitimately in the Performance Center 4.5 months ago. And now he's opening up night 2 of WrestleMania in front of 52,000 people in a match against Brock Lesnar. How can't you feel happy for him? I got a little teary-eyed. Not gonna lie to you. Oba's the fucking man. Imagine what he was feeling. And the support doesn't stop, man. You guys are fucking crazy. Look at this fucking guy. Nikki with a $100 super chat. No message. Nikki just comes on here and just drops a $100 super chat. He sits at the bar and pulls up a seat to watch the best fucking post show in the entire goddamn community. Another round of applause. Look at this fucking guy. WWE did not have 55,000 in the arena. That's the number that they reported via John Cena. WWE absolutely embellished the people in attendance. I'm not believing that WWE fit 55,000 people in there when coming into tonight, they barely had 51. Give me a break. WWE always likes to kayfabe the attendance. Last night, they could not do that because they were genuinely below expectations. Tonight, I think they lied about the number. I genuinely got a little misty-eyed watching Oba come out. He's strutting to the ring, and everybody in attendance is strutting, doing the Oba strut. Everybody's barking along and chanting Oba's name. I gotta say this, and I'm genuinely curious to see how many other people are in my camp here. I hate daytime WrestleManias. When WWE's on the West Coast and we're on the East Coast here or wherever you guys are watching, and WWE's on the West Coast and it's 6 o'clock Eastern time here for me, and then you watch this show happen at 3 p.m. Eastern over in Las Vegas on West Coast time. Bro, Oba's entrance does not hit in the daytime. A lot of these entrances didn't hit in the daytime. Watching Oba in the daytime just felt like we were missing 75% of his entrance. We didn't get the strobe lights. We didn't get the fucking mist and the clouds of smoke. We didn't get his silhouette. We didn't get none of that. That takes away from his overall entrance. It ruins the whole environment. It ruins the whole aesthetic of the show. Or not the show, but at least his entrance. We had to watch the demon come out in the fucking daytime. I can't stand a West Coast WrestleMania. I can't. It sucks. It ruins entrances like this. But everybody was having a good time when they were doing the Oba. Good for him. He was in the Performance Center 4.5 months ago, and now he's opening WrestleMania 42 in the biggest match of his fucking life. Brock Lesnar came out. He did his thing. No funny business. Came out, was stereotypical Brock Lesnar. Bell rings. We get the introductions from Alicia Taylor. Bell rings, collar and elbow tie-up. Both guys are trying to feel each other out here. Brock drives Oba back into the turnbuckles first. Brock then delivers some shoulder blocks. Femi rolls right through him. He's still standing up. Femi then shoves Brock down into the mat. Throws him down. He shrugs off 2 big lariats from Brock. Femi clotheslines Brock. Brock regroups on the outside, and people are starting to feel the winds of change with Oba Femi. Early on. Brock grabs the steel steps because now he's angry. He wants to just cause chaos on the outside. Brock is starting to lose his temper. Femi then tugs on Brock's hair through the ropes. Brock slams Femi's head on the middle rope, chokes him out, and then he pulls Oba out of the ring. So he picks up Oba on the outside. He's not listening to the referee's orders. He drives Oba back first into the steel post. Brock then sends Oba Femi shoulder first into the steel steps. He then rolls Oba back into the ring and then starts to bring Oba to Suplex City. 2 German suplexes. Brock is loving it. Brock starts delivering some good old-fashioned knee strikes. Another suplex. 3 German suplexes now. Brock applied a waistlock. He was going for a 4th. Femi with the back elbows to get out of it. Femi throws Lesnar into the corner. 2 running European uppercuts by Oba Femi, pillar to post. Signature Oba. Oba goes for a 3rd uppercut. He runs in. Lesnar catches him. F5. He delivered the F5 beautifully to Oba Femi. He doesn't go for the cover, though. I thought Oba legitimately was going to take the F5 and stand up and no-sell the F5. He was teetering on no-selling it. I thought he was going to get up. He got to one knee. He was still very in the move. He was moving. Normally, people just lay flat and sell the move. Oba was at least stirring. He was trying to get up. He got to one knee. He wasn't completely down from the F5. Oba rises back. He gets to his feet. He grabs Brock by the throat and a monstrous choke slam to Brock Lesnar. Oba Femi then quickly from the choke slam picks him up, grabs Brock, puts him in position. Fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. And Oba Femi defeats Brock Lesnar in the opening of WrestleMania 42, night 2. The match barely went 5 minutes. It went 4 minutes and 46 seconds. The only criticism I have is I would have loved to see at least another 3 minutes tops. 7, 8 minutes in total. I do think that there was a lot left that they could have done. A little bit more chaos on the outside. Maybe Brock delivering another F5 and going for the cover and Oba kicking out. They opted to go with the less than 5 minutes. Give Oba his 2 big spots with the chokeslam and the fall from grace. And then him basically surviving the F5 and Suplex City. And then going for the cover off the fall from grace. 1, 2, 3, and it was all over. That's just a minor criticism, though. That's just me. Some people might think that it didn't need an extra 2 or 3 minutes. It didn't need to go 7, 8 minutes. They did what they needed to do, and they got the outcome right, and you guys can live with it. I just feel that Oba and Brock could have easily stretched this match to 7, 8 minutes. Easily. I felt like it was way too short, especially when we were conditioned last night and we were just given short match after short match and 6 minutes here and 7 minutes there and 8 minutes there. It felt like a glorified Monday Night Raw on Saturday night and calling it WrestleMania. It felt like a Saturday night's main event instead of WrestleMania 42. Where is the wrestle in WrestleMania? Even Goldberg and Lesnar went more than 4.5 minutes. I think we could have given Oba a little bit more time. Again, just a minor criticism. You might not feel the same way, and it's fine. But I was into it. I wanted to see it. I was excited about it. This was my top match coming into tonight, and I wanted a little bit more. It says a lot about what they did, how good of a job they did to build this up. So I wanted more. They got the build right for 5 weeks. They did away with the open challenge. Lesnar came out 1 week, open challenge. I'm like, all right, we don't need no open challenges. Open challenges are a common theme throughout pro wrestling, and Triple H and Tony Khan have abused the open challenge gimmick. It's not special anymore. And then we have Lesnar doing an open challenge. Thank God they did away with it, and they announced Oba coming on out and answering the call, giving us 5 weeks of great television, 5 weeks of great hype, and building anticipation to see these two monsters lock up at WrestleMania. And they did not disappoint. Everything that they did was perfect. WWE should be very proud of what they did with these two, the build, coming into Mania, and then the result. If WWE got this result wrong, it would have soured the entire show. It would be the only thing people were talking about. They heard the criticisms. They know exactly what people were thinking about WrestleMania on Saturday night. If they got this wrong, it would have been a colossal failure, and I don't think people would be talking about the rest of the show over Brock Lesnar beating Oba Femi. Because that would have been the easiest slam dunk, and WWE would have missed. Thank God they didn't. The future is now. You need to take the future and you start building the future. This man is going to be a WrestleMania main event mainstay for years to come. You do not squander that. You can do what you got to do with him when he gets to that level. How we get him there and how we position him in the eyes of the fans is the most important process in this man's ascent. You got to make people believe. You got to give him the fucking momentum. You got to trust in Oba Femi. And after Oba's promo on Monday night where he said that he's going to be the ruler over the beast, after he cut that great promo on Monday night after signing the contract, it would have been ridiculous. It would have been creative malpractice to have him come out here and lose after cutting that great promo. The one thing that we love about Oba is that when he speaks, he believes everything he says. And when a babyface speaks with that much conviction and that much faith, he believes in himself and we believe in him. It would have been a disaster if he lost this match. Thank God he did not. Though again, only my criticism, you may feel the same way, you may not. A little short, but the outcome was correct. They did what they needed to do, fall from grace, 1, 2, 3. Now, the one thing everybody's talking about is after the match is over. After the match was over. After the match, Brock took a little bit of time. Oba had already left. He gave a salute to Brock Lesnar. I saw it. He takes off his MMA gloves. He takes off his boots and unlaces his boots. Heyman's on the outside, just jaw dropped. I don't know if Heyman knew what was coming. If he did, he's a fucking incredible actor. Give this guy the fucking Oscar for the best acting job of all time. He unlaced his boots. He left him in the ring. Heyman gets in the ring. He starts crying. Lesnar starts crying. Lesnar was in this weird mix of like laughing and crying at the same time. Meanwhile, I'm trying to hold back fucking a tear or two coming down my fucking face because it was genuinely fucking a great moment. We grew up watching Brock Lesnar. There will never be another Brock Lesnar, ever. We grew up watching this guy. No matter what you think of him and his recent fucking headlines, we grew up watching this man for 25 plus years. He's going away now. No matter what you want to say about Brock Lesnar, that's a little bit of you going away. It's going to be fun to see if WWE creates the next Brock Lesnar, who that next Brock Lesnar is going to be. There'll never be another Brock Lesnar, but if they come close to finding somebody like that, it could very well be Oba Femi. It could very well be the ruler. Lesnar was very appreciative. He walked up the aisleway with Heyman. Heyman was like just bawling. He's shaking hands and shaking kids' hands along the way up the aisleway. He waves to everybody. I appreciate you guys. And he disappeared into the back. We'll see what happens in the coming days. I'm sure it's going to be a big talking point, but WWE did everything right here. Everything right. Fall from grace, 1, 2, 3. I don't think anybody expected Lesnar to retire. Right now, he's calling it quits. He's walking away on his own. He put Oba over. Great. Good for him. I knew Lesnar would end up doing business. If they want Lesnar back, it's going to be interesting to see who and when. I find it very difficult to believe that Lesnar is going to miss WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia, and he's not going to be requested. I'm sure they'll throw a boatload of money at him to come back and wrestle. I know WWE set up the angle with Gunther and Paul Heyman. Heyman now owes Gunther a favor. The favor, I think everybody's kind of leaning towards Gunther is going to owe him a favor, or Heyman rather is going to owe Gunther a favor, and that favor is going to be a match with Brock Lesnar. Lesnar, before tonight, he's already made it public that he doesn't have much time left anyway. He doesn't have much time left at all, period. And that he only came back because he joked that he's got kids to feed and his food bills are out of control. Meanwhile, this is the same guy that was away for 2 years and was paid every week in the absence that he took away from the company for 2 years. Does he need the money? No. But if he wants to hang it up, he wants to hang it up. The favor is going to be a match with Lesnar. Does Lesnar come back and put over Gunther? Or does he stay out after putting over Oba? It's not going to make a difference. What is it going to do for Gunther if he retires Brock Lesnar after Brock Lesnar already retired after losing to Oba Femi and left his gear in the ring? It's not going to do anything. If anything, it's going to be more moan and groan and more dissatisfaction and displeasure with Gunther in the way he's been handled. I also think it takes away from Oba Femi in the moment that you just gave him for his first WrestleMania. I don't think we need to do Lesnar and Gunther. Maybe the favorite could be Braun Breaker wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Roman Reigns, and then Gunther wants to cash in that favor for a match against Braun Breaker. The whole plan is now take Oba Femi and continue to build him up. If Gunther is your career killer, I don't know how much longer he can realistically run with that gimmick before it starts to get tiresome. The career killer gimmick is actually harming Gunther's career. Oba should be positioned as the one to beat Gunther. That's what you should be building towards. Nobody wants to see Gunther remain undefeated all year. Nobody wants to see Gunther slay this one and retire that one and beat this one. Start building Oba and Gunther and give Oba the ball. This is the new player in town. That's the guy. It's going to do more for Oba if he beats Lesnar and Gunther than it would be for Gunther to beat Lesnar and then eventually lose to Oba. Oba's already beaten Brock. There's no higher mountain than that at all. It's not even going to look impressive for Gunther if he beats Lesnar because it's already been done by the rookie who's been on the main roster for 4.5 months. It just doesn't work out anymore. Oba wins. Brock retires. We'll follow this one closely. WWE Intercontinental Championship. 6-way ladder match. Penta defending the Intercontinental title against Rey Mysterio, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Jade McDonough, and Rusev. This was the second match on ESPN. This was the perfect match to follow Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. After the emotion that we got with Lesnar walking away, we got this one, and everybody was losing their fucking minds over this match. Penta's outfit. He had the best outfit, in my opinion, all weekend. He wore a Mortal Kombat-inspired outfit. I believe it was Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat, being that we saw the movie trailer about 7 or 8 different fucking times over the weekend during this broadcast. His outfit was fucking great. Javon Evans, J.D. McDonough, Rusev, and Dragon Lee did not get ring entrances. Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio, and Penta were the only ones to get ring entrances. We were actually in the middle of one of those static, we'll be right back commercial breaks for WrestleMania after the Lesnar-Oba Femi match, and they completely bypassed Dragon Lee, J.D. McDonough, and Rusev's entrance. They basically got jobbed out entrance-wise on WrestleMania. If they are watching this match back to see what their entrance looked like on Sunday night, there is none. because WWE opted to show you commercials during the introductions for this ladder match. And that fucking sucks. There was a fan-made video filmed on their cell phone during this match where they were showing commercials in the arena while these guys were making their way down the ring. I don't even think McDonough got an actual entrance with his theme music. That's fucking terrible. Imagine you're a talent and you make WrestleMania and you're on the card and you don't get the full WrestleMania experience and it's suppressed because TKO needs to run a fucking advertisement. If I'm a talent and I'm looking at that, man, I'm fucking hurt. I'm fucking pissed. That's disgusting. Shame on TKO. That's how little they think about their fucking talents. Now we got to run a fucking Cricket Wireless TV ad and then fuck these guys intros. We'll just throw a commercial up. So we got the start of this match here. McDonough pushed over a ladder with Javon and Rey Mysterio. Evans flew straight over at the top and dove onto a couple of people on the outside. Evans recovered quickly and used a springboard to leap onto the ladder in the ring to knock off McDonough. Rey Mysterio gave Dragon Lee a 619 into the ladder. His neck was inside the rung of the ladder, and Rey Mysterio delivered a 619 to Dragon Lee. Evans, I knew he was going to shine in this match with his athleticism. Springboard spot before Penta suplexed him onto a ladder. Rusev suplexed McDonough onto a ladder a little bit earlier in the match, and McDonough's back bounced off the edge of the ladder, which looked great. Dragon Lee hits Rey Mysterio with a missile dropkick into another ladder. Rusev slammed Javon Evans onto a ladder bridge that was made earlier in the match. Penta assisted Rey into hitting a big springboard senton over the top rope to the outside. This was crashing into Rusev through the ladder bridge. Rey's face at this point, with his seated senton onto Rusev, there was part of the ladder that was broken. The force of Rey Mysterio doing the senton propelled him forward into the ladder, and he hit face first. Mid-seated senton. So he was all right. He gets back up. Rey gives Penta a 619. He tried climbing the ladder, but Dragon Lee got in his way here, pulled him off, and gave him a Styles Clash, with Michael Cole saying that AJ Styles has gifted the Styles Clash to Dragon Lee for the rest of his WWE career. It's nice to know. Dragon Lee then climbed the ladder, but McDonough met him up there and hit a Spanish Fly, signature JD McDonough. Spanish Fly off the ladder to Dragon Lee. Then we got a battle between Penta and JD McDonough on the ladder. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, nothing is going to come out of this that is good. So McDonough runs up the ladder with Penta. We get a chop and forearm exchange. Penta apparently is blocking a move by JD McDonough. I don't know if McDonough was going for something. He's probably looking for a brainbuster, from what I recall. Penta climbs over the ladder, is now on the side of the ladder with McDonough, gets him in position. He does his zero fear. This fucking guy delivered a Mexican destroyer through the ladder bridge. And when I tell you, I shrieked on my couch, yelled out, "Oh my God." He drove this poor motherfucker, JD McDonough, through the ladder with a Mexican destroyer. It looked fucking brutal. When you go back and look at best spot of 2026, this is going to be in the top 3. Easy. This was fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. Mexican Destroyer on the ladder bridge. I got to give J.D. McDonough a shout out, man. J.D. McDonough is such a selfless fucking guy. This motherfucker goes out there. He doesn't give a shit about anything but getting the match over, putting his opponent over, and looking good while doing it. This guy, and I know this isn't really the best comparison because I wished the guy I'm going to mention was a lot further along. Not like he didn't have a great WWE career. I don't think J.D. McDonough is going to be the next guy I'm about to mention or hold as many championships and have accolades like this guy. But he reminds me of Dolph Ziggler. He reminds me of Nick Nemeth. Nemeth is tremendous. He goes in there and his main priority is putting his opponent over and looking good while his opponent's looking even better. That's what McDonough does. He doesn't give a shit if he goes in there and fucking kills himself. You got to give this guy his flowers. I hope somebody in WWE is watching and keeping tabs. J.D. McDonough needs his flowers at some point, whether it's a title run, whether it's a King of the Ring or something like that. You got to give him what he deserves. He's gone out there and showed you that he is a company guy and he's doing everything he can to make everyone look fucking good. Excellent spot. Hopefully he is all right. So Evans starts climbing the ladder. Rusev rises back up. Rusev yanked Evans out of midair. Rusev launches Evans over the top rope. So Rusev goes to start to climb the ladder again. Evans knocks Rusev off the ladder. He pulls him off the ladder with an OG cutter from the top rope. Penta planted Evans with a Mexican Destroyer off the ladder. Penta climbed up the ladder and retrieved the IC title and got the victory and retained the Intercontinental Championship. This went 15 minutes and 8 seconds. 15 minutes and 8 seconds. Ladder matches usually are, especially now because we see an overabundance of them, they are very uncreative. You see one ladder match, you've seen them all. Ladder matches are usually done to just kind of generate excitement with no real rhyme or reason. There's nothing really creative about them. We've seen all the spots done over and over and over again. There's no level of creativity to these matches anymore. If the ladder match went away for many years, I wouldn't even care. I would have no desire to even care about a ladder match. In fact, I genuinely feel it needs to take a rest. In this case, it's just done to get everybody a spot on the WrestleMania card. WWE had this ladder match tonight, and sure, there wasn't a lot coming into it. Rusev and Dragon Lee and J.D. McDonough, they just seemingly picked names out of a hat. But I never seen a ladder match in recent memory. I can't pinpoint the last ladder match that I watched on TV anywhere where every single person in the ladder match got their shit in and looked better and more over than they did coming on in. Everybody was given a spot and everybody was given a spot to shine. And they all look good. Every single fucking one of them. Javon Evans is better now than he was coming on in. Rusev had a dominating ladder match. He looked good. Dragon Lee, Penta, McDonough. You're going to remember something about everybody. Rusev was throwing people out. Javon Evans did the OG cutter to Rusev. J.D. McDonough did the Spanish Fly and took the Mexican Destroyer. Penta did his fucking usual lucha death-defying shit. Rey Mysterio hung in there as the 50-year-old veteran amongst these youngsters. Everybody looked better off for it. It's a very difficult thing to do in a ladder match. The other thing here is, if this match is going to be something that WWE, I know this is not going to happen. This is just me speaking and me speaking alone. I can't stand Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank as a pay-per-view is fucking lame. It's lost its appeal. It's lost its it factor. I don't know why we need it to be a pay-per-view. I wish WWE would take the Money in the Bank concept, get rid of it on pay-per-view, and put something else there. A new concept. Something new, something creative, something we never seen before. Or maybe take King of the Ring and put King of the Ring back in his June spot on pay-per-view. I always miss the days where King of the Ring would be the bridge between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. It's easy. Qualifying matches, pay-per-view tournament, number one contender for SummerSlam. Half the creative is done for you. Just make the fucking matches. I would absolutely take Money in the Bank and the concept and put it on WrestleMania. Women's on one night, men's on the other. 6 women, 6 men. It would give WrestleMania season a little bit more purpose. 6 qualifying matches. Who wins? Who advances? That's what I would do. It would give the WrestleMania show a little bit more of importance. The ladder matches would mean something. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I know we're not going there, so it's probably wishing upon a star, but that's exactly how I would handle that. First hour of the show was great. By the first hour, this was already better than night one. Already better than night one. They did a tremendous job on ESPN. If you were watching ESPN and had no interest in this whatsoever coming on in, I guarantee you they turned over a lot of people watching this show to actually buy the app and watch the rest of this show. Tremendous. We go into the actual, well, this was actually WrestleMania, but we go from ESPN to now ESPN the app, where the rest of the show took place. They showed Joe Jonas, Daniel Cormier, Jamar Gibbs, and Rick Rubin in the chat. Or in the crowd. They're not in the chat here, but they're in the crowd. Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin was the man behind many of Slayer's albums. Many of Slayer's albums. I think he did basically, from what I understand, maybe he did the early ones too, from Rain and Blood on. He was the mastermind behind the sound and the production of all of Slayer's albums. Sami Zayn. He defended the United States Championship against Trick Williams. This was the third match out of 6 tonight on night 2. If there was one match I feel like should have went a little bit longer, not only was it Brock and Oba, it was this one. I felt a little shortchanged with this. Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, for better or worse, coming off of Friday Night SmackDown, which is a 3-hour show that is just horrendous every week. Some of it was a little cheesy. We had Trick Williams bring out somebody in a gingerbread man suit, poking fun at Sami Zayn. He calls him the gingerbread man. I love gingerbread. You can call me the gingerbread man every holiday season, man. I love gingerbread. Gingerbread cookies, gingerbread latte, gingerbread pound cake. Love it. This went 7 minutes. For a story that has been developing from the first day that Trick Williams got to SmackDown. I don't know why this wasn't given a little bit more time. I wonder if Carmelo Hayes was a part of this, would it have been still given 7 minutes? Maybe looking back at it, if this was the end result here and they were only going to go 7 minutes, maybe it was for the best that Carmelo Hayes didn't get added to this. Even though the result would have been the same, and Trick Williams could have ended up pinning Sami Zayn and winning the United States Championship, and then we could have been off to the races with Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. And you could have given Hayes his WrestleMania match. Sami Zayn came out first. Very Sami Zayn-like entrance. Nothing unusual about his entrance. Nothing different. Nothing big. He came out. People were singing his song. They gave him a few boo birds. And he waited for his opponent to come on out, which was Trick Williams. He was with Lil Yachty. He did the entrance. Lil Yachty introduced him. He's on his little podium. He's spinning around. And he walks off the podium and walks down this huge fucking aisleway that they had this year inside Allegiant Stadium. And he had a train. He had his big white fur coat and this huge train following him from his coat. It expanded all the way from the top of the ramp all the way down to the ring. It was almost like he was getting married. His first WrestleMania. He's got a big white train following him at the tail end of his jacket. People were already making fun of Trick Williams and his ring attire and his entrance tonight, calling it, he's got a typical CVS receipt following behind him down the aisleway during his ring entrance at WrestleMania. I think they tried to be a little bit too over the top, and it looked a little cartoonish. I expected a little bit more cool for Trick Williams' entrance, but it's his first WrestleMania. It won't be his last. 7 minutes. I think we all expected a title change here, and that's exactly what we got here. So, Trick, as soon as the bell rings, within a millisecond, he attacks Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is getting beat down by Trick. Williams whips Zayn across the ring. Zayn ducked a clothesline from Trick. Zayn comes back with a clothesline on Williams. He then slams Trick's head on the top turnbuckle. Zayn transitioned into some corner punches, knife-edge chops. Williams fights out of it. Irish whip from Sami Zayn. Zayn springboards off the ropes. Clotheslines Williams over the top. He teased the dive. Williams comes back with two clotheslines and a big leg lariat in the ring. Zayn dodges his trick kick, which is his finish, and Williams blocked the Blue Thunder Bomb. Williams took out Zayn with the big slap, and they called back to Booker T on commentary. Big leaping neck breaker. Williams starts posing for the crowd. He then dropped Zayn with the bookend for the 2 count. They're really going to make that correlation between Trick Williams and Booker T. Williams goes for the trick shot. Zayn countered with a big boot. Zayn comes back with a Blue Thunder Bomb. 2 count only. So he starts putting the boots to Williams. Referee starts backing Sami Zayn away. More kicks to the face by Sami. So Zayn is very heelish here. He's getting booed. He's working deep into the referee's 5 count, not breaking the holds, not listening to the referee's orders. Lil Yachty goes to check on Trick Williams. Zayn attacked Yachty outside and throws him into the ringside barricade right in front of Nick Khan. He then repeatedly drives Williams face first into the steel post. So he's in control. He's getting some heel heat on him. Zayn is talking shit to Trick. He then drills Williams with a brain buster on the ring apron, which I was surprised to see. This is usually an AEW pay-per-view thing. Usually an AEW every week thing. To see a brain buster on the ring apron in WWE is a little shocking, honestly. So they did that spot. Zayn, he resets the referee's 10 count. He then nails Williams in the ring with a haluva kick, or actually on the outside first, with the haluva kick against the ringside barricade right in front of the timekeeper. Williams gets back in the ring. He breaks the count at a 9. Zayn is putting more boots to Trick. He prepares for a second haluva kick. Lil Yachty, behind the referee's back, slams Sami Zayn's head on the top rope. Williams delivers the trick kick for a 2. Zayn dodges a trick shot. Zayn rolls Williams over for a cradle for a 2. Zayn hits an exploder suplex. He sets up for a third haluva kick. Williams counters out of nowhere. Jumps out of the corner. As Sami is approaching with momentum from the haluva kick, Trick shot, 1, 2, 3, and Trick Williams wins the United States Championship. Clean as a whistle. I guess not really clean because Lil Yachty helped, but that was it. 7 minutes. 1, 2, 3, we got a new champion. After the match was over, he goes over to his mother and his father sitting front row. Everybody was singing, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. He got back into the ring. He relished the moment. He lived in the moment. He was celebrating the United States Championship, and that was basically all she wrote. This could have absolutely went another 5 minutes. Absolutely. Now, some people said to me, you know, there's one match on this show that didn't need to go past 10 minutes. It would have been this one. I think a lot of people felt that way because, let's be honest, chat, SmackDown sucks. A lot of what came off SmackDown wasn't really all that interesting, and you probably lumped this into that situation. I thought that the story that they told with Sami, at one point, Sami was the most intriguing character on the show. He's diving into these hallucinations, and he's not really feeling himself, and he's down on his luck, and he's very frustrated, and he's trying to be something that he's not, and he's getting advice from Randy and Cody on how he's got to just go out there and have that killer instinct. He became an intriguing character. Then they put the United States Championship on him, which I don't know why they did it. You could have had Trick Williams in a match with Sami and Carmelo and get the same outcome with Trick pinning Sami. Now we're right back to where we started. Sami's no longer United States champion. It was always going to go to Trick Williams. Carmelo Hayes could have got his WrestleMania match. But now we're looking at Trick Williams, hopefully. New United States champion. Sami's character continues to develop. Whether they do a complete double turn with Trick going babyface and Sami going full-fledged heel, that remains to be seen. He's already heel. I don't know why we need to do more. Let the fans boo him. The fans already don't like him. And the fans are cheering Trick Williams. Maybe at this point now, with Trick Williams holding the United States Championship, that the United States Open Challenge is not going to be a thing anymore. I hope that's the case. We don't need open challenges every fucking week with Trick Williams. Additionally, I do think now that Carmelo Hayes already had that interaction with Lil Yachty and Trick Williams, he says he's coming after his belt when he's quote-unquote cleared. Because the last time they'd wrestled Sami, he was selling a knee injury. He's not really hurt. But now he's probably going to come back for his United States Championship. And I think we may finally be getting Trick versus Carmelo. And they had a great feud. They had a great back and forth. They have a real-life partnership, a real-life friendship. They work together and link together career-wise in NXT. To see that play out on the main roster is going to be fun. How much have they developed? What type of interactions are they going to have now? What's going to be different from then compared to now? It's going to be fun to watch. We'll see what happens. But Trick is very over. It's going to be amazing to see how that affects everybody he's in the ring with, because Carmelo has done a great job of building himself up and gaining the respect of the fans through his work ethic and his in-ring work. Trick is over because everybody loves Trick because he's cool and he's got the cool theme and people sing along. How is that going to work out for Carmelo? Is everybody that's in the ring with Trick going to feel affected by how Trick is over or how over Trick is? We don't want to see Carmelo get booed. Carmelo's a babyface. But I do think Trick Williams winning this match was the right move. I would have went about it a little bit differently. I don't know why on any planet you would leave Carmelo Hayes out of a United States Championship match at WrestleMania when he carried the fucking title and was the mainstay on Friday night, the most interesting thing on Friday night since he's won the fucking thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. They showed George Kittle, who was sitting once again in his seat, downing beers. George Kittle had a very good time, by the looks of it, at WrestleMania. Tyrese Halliburton, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Rob Gronkowski were all sitting in attendance. the Demon Balor. He went one-on-one with Dominik Mysterio. This match, lengthwise, went, according to Wikipedia, this match went 10 minutes. 10 minutes and 27 seconds. This match was a street fight. It was given the street fight stipulation during the WWE WrestleMania 42 Night 2 pre-show by Adam Pearce. This was okay. Not going to sit here and tell you it was a bad match. It was all right. This was another match on the entire weekend that I just kind of felt meh about. It was great to see the Demon, though. It was great to see the Demon. Now, Dominic, he got a WrestleMania-like entrance here. He came out and he was on a throne being carried by luchadors. So he came out, he was sitting on his throne because he says he's the king of the luchadors and he's the AAA Mega Campeon. So he came out, he was on his luchador throne being carried by other luchadors, at least 20 of them. He gets off the throne, jumps down, and they're all standing side by side up the aisleway like he's some king. And he's walking down the aisle, and he's got the Mexican flag, and he's got the AAA championship around his waist. As for the Demon, he comes out, he makes his entrance. We got the heartbeat playing before his theme music plays. The clouds of smoke fill the stage. We see the silhouette of the Demon crawling through the shadows and crawling through the smoke, and we see what looks to be a heart. And we see and hear the heart beating. And then when the heartbeat stops, he touches it. And then his theme, he rises up from the smoke, and his theme plays. And the Demon is returned after 3 years off of WWE television. We had streamers that came down during his entrance. They covered him completely in red and black streamers. It looked like he was pissed, taking them all off of himself. He looks over to the side of the stage, and there's this staff, and it's got a demon face on it at the top of the staff. And he takes the staff, and he's walking down the aisle. The Demon is returned. So the bell rings. He's very much invested in the Demon character. He's making funny faces, and he's making scary faces. Balor was all over Dominic early. He went for a table underneath because this is a street fight. I couldn't tell what the difference was between this and the unsanctioned match between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. They all resemble the same thing. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Dominic hits a suicide dive. He then used a kendo stick, a steel chair, and a slingshot senton. Dominic set up 2 chairs in a seated position. Balor dropped him on the chairs instead and hit a signature sling blade. Dominic comes back, 619, hits the frog splash to finish the sequence. Balor kicks out at only a 1. So Balor apparently is impervious to pain. Kicks out at a 1. No selling Dominic's offense. Balor hits drop kicks, one after another. Missed a coup de grace. Dom drove a steel chair into Balor's head. Balor kicks out at a 2. That got him a 2. Dominic sets up a table in the corner. Balor avoided it, hit a sling blade. Dominic managed to drive Balor through the table, and the table collapses in half. Made a great sound when it snapped and when Balor went through it. Dominic then takes a steel chair and wraps it around Balor's neck, hits a 619 with the seat of the chair, smashing Balor in the face off the 619. Another frog splash. He goes up top. He hits it. 1-2, kick out. Balor is still alive. So Dominic now is frustrated. He's hitting Balor with a chair, very wild. He sets up another table. Balor gets up to his feet. He does this cheesy, like, snarling. Clotheslines Dominic, attacked him with the chair. Balor wrapped the chair around Dominic's neck, drop kicked him into the corner. Balor placed Dom on a setup table in the corner, up top, coup de grace, through the table, through Dominic, 1, 2, 3. And the Demon gets a return victory here over Dominik Mysterio. I wonder if we are going to see more of the Demon. I don't think this is going to be the end of the Demon. I think Balor's going to go on a run, and we are going to see the Demon come out when he sees it fits best. We're going to go back to NXT Balor. He did that during every NXT takeover. When he was on top, we saw the Demon regularly, no matter who. Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, we've seen it. It was his thing. It may be exactly what Balor needs to get to that next level. He's in his 40s. He's always been someone that Triple H looked to. He's one of Triple H's trusted soldiers. This may be the one opportunity that Balor finally has at this stage to finally get himself some singles gold. It's going to be interesting to see. The match itself was fine. Again, I don't know why we do an unsanctioned match and just leave it very bare bones like a typical WWE plunder match. And then we do this one with chairs and tables and kendo sticks. And you can't tell the two apart. It didn't really make Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu feel special if you were going to run back something that was clearly less than, but street fight also. Because that's exactly what the unsanctioned match was. It was nothing more than a glorified street fight with a cool name. This didn't need the stipulation. This was only given a stipulation because WWE needed to add some extra oomph after a terrible night one. The Demon wins, and rightfully so. I don't think the Demon or Finn Balor are done with the Judgment Day. We had somebody by the name of Adam Weitzman join commentary for the next match. He sat next to Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley were up next. We did not hear this guy at all during this entire match. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe they told him don't say anything. But he was on guest commentary and didn't say a fucking thing. This was for the WWE Women's title. This was one of the worst stories, one of the worst builds coming into WrestleMania. This was only done to get Rhea a main event match, a big-time WrestleMania match, being that she was littered all over the advertisements. And this was done to propel Jade and hopefully get Jade a little bit closer to where she needs to be. Got to make Jade look good. Got to make Jade look important. I would have went about it a completely different way. I've been saying this for months now. I would have went with Charlotte and Jade, and I would have went with Rhea and Io. But WWE wanted Rhea in a bigger match. They felt like Rhea and Jade was a bigger match than Rhea and Io. Coming into this, they paired Michin and B-Fab with Jade Cargill, giving her some form of a baddie faction. And then they ran the narrative of running Michin and B-Fab against Rhea Ripley in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania. And then that also included Io backing up Rhea because it was always a 3-on-1 situation. I thought, before we got last night, I thought that Bianca Belair would show face, back up Rhea, and get positioned into what's going on here to be the backup for Rhea Ripley against Jade, because that's what WWE originally wanted. They wanted Bianca and Jade at WrestleMania. Now, clearly, that's not going to happen anytime soon because Bianca came out on night one and announced that she is pregnant. She's going to be off TV for several months. So we got this match anyway. We didn't get Bianca. We didn't get any other help but Io. Io did not get her own WrestleMania match against Asuka. Rumored that's happening at Backlash in Tampa. And she was positioned here to get a spot to help Rhea win the championship. Because that's exactly what happened. Rhea Ripley won the women's championship here against Jade Cargill. This match, according to Wikipedia, went 10 minutes. If there was one match that was given the proper amount of time, the perfect amount of time, it's this one. I thought this was the right amount of time for a Jade Cargill match. You don't want to go too long because then you start showing where Jade is very weak and start showing us what Jade can't do. I'm not here to see Jade go 15, 20 minutes. 10 minutes is the sweet spot for Jade Cargill. She gets in, she gets out, she does what she does, and she leaves. Now, on the flip side, I even said this in the beginning of this post show, and I said it on social media. This was probably Jade Cargill's greatest performance in WWE. It also helps that she had Rhea Ripley to work with. But take nothing away from Jade. Jade understood the assignment. Jade showed up at WrestleMania, and she put in the work. She looked good. This was the best match that she's had since coming into the WWE. I can't say the same about Rhea. This was all done to help Jade get to where she needs to be. This was never about helping Rhea. Funny enough, WWE gave Rhea the WWE Women's Championship, but Jade looked great in defeat. Rhea has had some of the greatest women's WrestleMania matches of all time. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and last year with Bianca and Io. Was this a Rhea Ripley WrestleMania performance? Not even close. It's not going to be talked about ever. More people are going to be talking about what Jade did and how Jade looked compared to how Rhea looked. This was less about Rhea. No one's going to be talking about Rhea in this match. They're going to be talking about Jade. So, shout out to Jade for all the people that say I shit on Jade and I got a gripe with Jade and I got a narrative or an agenda against Jade. She showed up, she did the work, and she looked good. So please, clip that and start spreading that around social media. I know you won't. I am the fairest of the fair. When it's good, it's good. When someone does right, I'll let you know. When they don't, I'll let you know. When it's bad, I'll let you know. Been that way ever since I started this fucking channel, and I don't plan to change. Just going to throw that out there. 10 minutes. Cargill comes out first. She had this long-winded entrance. It almost looked like Red Skies. It almost looked like my Dr. Disrespect Red Skies. She came out. She looked great. Rhea Ripley came out wearing all white. Rhea Ripley does not look good in white. I prefer my Rhea Ripley in black. She had this white, almost angelic outfit. She had red eyeliner. I don't know what she was going for, but we got the ring introductions and we got the match starting. So, as soon as the match started, bell rings, Jade took over. She lands a very early power slam on Rhea Ripley. She starts throwing her strength around over Rhea. Rhea, who's lost a significant amount of weight. I know she's went public with a eating disorder. Whatever that may be, I wish her nothing but the best. That could be scary. That's very difficult. You don't know what people are going through. She's lost a significant amount of weight or a significant amount of mass. She looked a lot bigger last year as compared to this year. So you never know what someone's going through. You don't. That's a very scary thing. I wish her nothing but the best. I know she said that she may take some time away from social media because people are fucking absolutely disgusting. But good on Rhea for sticking through, and she looked great tonight. So it is what it is. So Jade was throwing her power around. Early power slam. So from that, Jade is just methodically beating up Rhea Ripley at ringside. She stayed in control. She powerbombed Ripley in the ring for a 2 count. She stood up. She starts gloating and smiling. So Jade takes Ripley down into a crossface. Ripley caught Jade, kicks her in the head, slows her down. They get in the middle of the ring and they start exchanging blows left and right. Ripley lifted Jade onto her shoulders, slammed her forward, face first, goes for a cover, gets a 2 count. So they fought back and forth again for another minute. Jade hits a spine buster, a beautiful one at that, for a 2 count. Ripley countered Jade with a victory roll for a near fall. She then took Jade down with a Hurricane Rana. Jade kind of looked sloppy on the receiving end of that. Big roundhouse kick by Rhea Ripley. All of a sudden, Michin showed up on the apron. Referee turned to her. B-Fab then messed up with Rhea Ripley here. She had Jade up in a razor's edge, and she pulls Jade down from the razor's edge. Jade sidestepped Rhea Ripley, who charged in. She went shoulder first into the ring post, did Rhea. Michin then kicked Rhea Ripley in the head as Jade then distracted the referee. So it's a 3-on-1 here. Jade landed realistically. She calls it the Sandstorm. She landed a one-winged angel. That's what she did. I'm genuinely curious where she learned that from. I'm assuming she learned it from Kenny Omega. So it was nicely done and nicely executed. A little bit too slow in the setup, but when she delivered the actual execution of the move, it looked very good. And it landed very nicely on Rhea. So she hits the one-winged angel. She gets up, 2 count. Jade tosses Ripley to ringside. The referee then warned B-Fab and Michin, who were making their way over to Rhea. Referee caught them. Don't touch her. All of a sudden, Io Sky's theme music played. She runs down the incredibly, obnoxiously long ramp. She ducked Michin and shoved her into B-Fab. She gave Michin and B-Fab both back fists and then a acai moonsault onto both of them. Rhea Ripley is behind Jade. Jade is distracted at what's going on here. She turns around. Rhea Ripley headbutts Jade Cargill. This was great. Jade blocked a riptide and pump kicked Rhea Ripley. She then followed with a Jaded attempt. Ripley slid in between Jade's legs, went for the riptide again, this time connected it, executed it, 1, 2, 3, and Rhea Ripley wins the WWE Women's Championship once again. I know a lot of people are going to be upset that Rhea Ripley is once again a champion. Jade Cargill's reign was terrible. I got to be honest and fair. WWE did nothing to really enhance Jade Cargill's title reign because they didn't supply her with the proper competition. They left the SmackDown women's division dead. She had no competition. She had 100 days where she did not defend the title once. We may be looking at a Jade Cargill Women's Championship run that's worse than Tiffany Stratton's. Rhea Ripley's reign is not going to be any better. They need to fix the division. I know we're going to get some call-ups. Sol Ruka is getting called up. JC Jane is getting called up from NXT. They both need to go to SmackDown. SmackDown needs some serious help. What are they going to do differently now that Rhea's champion, now that Tiffany's not, or Jade's not? Until they start making some very noticeable changes, I don't think anybody's going to have faith or hope in the division getting better, no matter who the champion is. But WWE didn't do Jade any fucking favors. They left it as is, and they let her fail. I'm not her biggest fan. Never was, never going to be. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jade stunk up the joint. They didn't give her a chance to stink up the joint because they didn't put her in anything meaningful. So we now, as fans, are left to say that she had a terrible reign thanks to terrible creative. That's the moral of the story. Let the Rhea Hogan memes begin. Triple H loves, and I mean loves, Rhea Ripley. I do wonder. Are we getting Io Sky turning heel, chat? Does Io turn heel? Do we get heel Io versus babyface Rhea for the WWE Women's Championship on Friday Night SmackDown? It's going to be very interesting to see. That was the 5th match of the night. Where exactly are we going next? John Cena. He comes out once again to inform us that tonight's attendance is 55,255 for night 2. I do think, and let me see if I could pull up WrestleTix here on Twitter, what the latest numbers were. 7 hours ago, WWE had 51,266. That was at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Did WWE over-embellish and add people to the overall number? I think it was a slightly inflated number. Some people might think otherwise, but overall, the weekend attendance, according to John Cena, was 106,072. 73 if you count Bianca Belair carrying with child. John Cena was about to give a heartfelt speech here to the WWE Universe. All of a sudden, The Miz and Kit Wilson appear at ringside. Miz says he's taken over the role of locker room leader. He talks about inspiring the next generation with his Miz method. Miz is pissed that he didn't get his WrestleMania moment last year, and he's not leaving until he gets his WrestleMania moment tonight. Cena introduces himself to Mike. Mike, how you doing? And he introduces himself to, who are you? Hi, John Cena. And he introduces himself to Kit Wilson, pretending he doesn't know who Kit Wilson is. Cena is giving Miz the floor. You want your moment? Here you go, Mike. Here you go. Your WrestleMania moment's yours. All of a sudden, Danhausen makes his way down the aisle with a bunch of mini-Hausens. We got at least 12 mini Danhausens. Yes, miniature people dressed as Danhausen. Little people dressed as Danhausen. He drives what looks to be a casket-like vehicle down the ramp. And he's driving it as all the mini-Hausens are like flanking behind. He gets a decent reaction. He's in the ring with all the mini-Hausens. John Cena's in the corner. Miz is in the ring. Kit Wilson's in the ring. Yes, chat, this is a legitimate segment on the show. They opted to give us this and not Asuka and Io. Let that sink in. We got this, but we didn't get Asuka and Io. Or Tiffany Stratton, or Carmelo Hayes, or Ilya Dragunov. None of it. No, we got Danhausen with his mini-Hausens. He's glad that he finally made it to WrestleMania Hausen. Speaking of which, Danhausen has something to say to you. And he points at John Cena. Hi, I'm Danhausen. I'm a huge fan. Nice to meet you. Because John Cena is saved. He won't be cursed. Miz says that Danhausen is turning WrestleMania into a circus. Oh, it was already a circus before Danhausen, Mike. It was already a circus. If Miz wanted to see the Wizard of Oz, he would go down to the Sphere. Apparently, I was told when I was in Vegas this week that Metallica is having a residency at the Las Vegas Sphere. I am very tempted to go see Metallica at the Las Vegas Sphere. I just have to see how much of my lung is it going to cost to see Metallica inside the Las Vegas Sphere. I've never seen Metallica before. It'll be my first time seeing Metallica live in 2026. Miz talks about the mini-Hausens. He's talking trash to them. Wilson then calls the mini-Hausens, "You are toxic." Wilson starts gyrating in front of the little mini-Hausens. Somewhere across the United States, that could be considered a felony. Yet he is gyrating in front of little mini houses. So they all are looking at him. One of the mini houses punches Wilson in the dick. He goes down. They start ganging up on him and start putting the boots to him. Danhausen delivers a low blow to The Miz. He then gets Cena's blessing to do the 5-knuckle shufflehausen. He then curses The Miz. He then gets carried away by the mini-housens. Cena raises Danhausen's hand. Danhausen says he was going to disappear, but we got one poof of pyro went off behind him, and he was supposed to disappear, but he was still standing there. He then comically left the ring and then ran underneath the ring and tried to disappear. Would I have rather seen Io and Asuka? Yes. Carmelo Hayes, Tiffany Stratton, Julia, Ilya Dragunov? Yes. Did I laugh at some of this? Yes. You see, when Danhausen is cursing a referee and his arm is cursed in the middle of a tag team title match on an overly terrible SmackDown, I am more prone not to laugh and just call it bullshit. But the fact that we got a semi-decent show up until this point, I let loose and I had a nice little laugh at some of this. This was as innocent as they come. It's WWE at the end of the day. It's sports entertainment at the end of the day. I'm not going to sit here and fucking cry because Danhausen had a bunch of mini-housens while he cursed The Miz and one of the mini-housens kicked Kit Wilson in the dick. It was fine. It was fine. Main event. The big one. The match that everybody came to see. The match that was announced the Monday following the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns challenges CM Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns came out first. Roman Reigns had a great entrance where there was a live performance, this epic, this drum beat. Some guy was banging on some big drums, and someone was playing piano, and it sounded very atmospheric and very epic. Almost something like out of Final Fantasy VII. Got a lady on stage singing this opera style to Roman Reigns' epic theme, and then Roman Reigns comes on out, and I don't know if you guys noticed immediately. I noticed immediately. It wasn't his babyface theme. Roman Reigns came out to his OG Tribal Chief Bloodline era theme. The GOAT theme. I'm like, that's done by design. That's done with purpose. You don't take Roman Reigns' babyface theme, put it on the shelf, and give him his old theme back, his heel theme, if nothing's going down. So I was very noticed or fixated on that, and I noticed that immediately. That is the theme he needs to stick with. And I'm assuming Roman Reigns thinks the same way. CM Punk. He had a great entrance as well. Roman's lasted several, like the entrances here lasted longer than the Danhausen segment and the Jade Cargill Rhea Ripley match. So, CM Punk's entrance really kind of fixated itself on a lot of his indie upbringing. It was definitely a throwback to his days on the indies and where he came from. He came out partially to his old Ring of Honor theme from AFI. The music was cut. He walks out to the stage. No music. He's on the stage with no music. He kneels down. He rubs the stage. He looks at his wrist, and he says, "It's clobbering time." Cult of Personality plays. He walks down the aisle. And he's got this white jacket on. He wore this white jacket with a patch for Larry. Of course he does. Gotta love Larry. Puerto Rican flag for AJ Lee. His jacket also had names of Bo Luders, who was a close to a friend of his that passed away recently. Kerwin Silfies, Jim Shank, and Davey Coates. All people that work for WWE, all of whom recently passed away, all of whom are not here this year. This is the first WrestleMania without any one of these men who have passed, and CM Punk paid tribute to all of them on his jacket. And then there was a big crown on the back of his jacket that paid tribute to one of his all-time greatest influences and inspirations, Harley Race. Does CM Punk love professional wrestling? Does CM Punk love who he works for and where he works? Is CM Punk happier now than he's ever been? Yes. Massive respect for CM Punk. We got the introductions. This feels big. This feels like WrestleMania. This feels like his WrestleMania. Davey Coates. Davey Coates was his trainer, wasn't it? Is that Punk's trainer that passed away? The other guys I know work for WWE. Kerwin Silfies and Jim Shank. Davey Coates was his trainer, MMA trainer. The bell rings. It feels like WrestleMania. Feels like WrestleMania. Everybody's excited. Just feel it watching it at home. You see people very excited about this. Punk immediately drops Reigns with a shoulder tackle, which I was surprised by because Reigns is the bigger guy. And Punk shoulder tackled him down. Starts bragging about it. They get into a shoving match. Things are getting heated. Reigns dropped him next, returned the shoulder tackle, dropped Punk. He's bragging right back to CM Punk. They start shoving each other again. We're getting hot and heavy here. Reigns got the better of the next exchange. He picks Punk up, Samoan drop. He then knocked Punk to the outside, tossed him around ringside for a little bit, over the barricade. Punk fought back, leaping clothesline off the apron. He did a bloodline pose while standing on the announce desk to Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns, he throws CM Punk off of the table. He continued to beat up on Punk. 10 clotheslines in the corner. Big leaping clothesline. He goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Roman went for a Superman punch. Punk ducked it. Hits a clothesline, big high cross body, lifting knee strike, bulldog. All signature offense from CM Punk consecutively. Reigns slips out of a GTS attempt. This is his first GTS attempt of the match. He tossed Punk into the ring post. Hits a Superman punch. Reigns goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Reigns does this big pose in the corner. He sets up for the spear. Ooh-ah. CM Punk sprinted in mid-ooh-ah from Roman and delivers a big lifting knee strike. That was a great spot. Roman didn't see that one coming. Punk was laughing about it. He hits another knee, consecutive neck breakers. He followed outside. Roman goes to the outside, suicide dive right into the commentary table. So Roman's laid out on the announce desk. Punk went to the top rope. He was going to do a flying elbow drop off the steel post through the commentary table with Reigns laying on the cover of the table. Reigns recovered. He went after him. Punk eventually wound up upside down in the corner, and Reigns is just punching away at him. 3 consecutive Superman punches, enough to bloody CM Punk as he hung upside down. Blood dropped down below on the mat. Reigns was not done punishing Punk. He hit Punk in the face with the steel steps. Punk managed to finally get himself free, and we see CM Punk coming up bloodied. This is the spot where I believe he bladed after the steel steps. Reigns cleared the announce desk. He powerbombed CM Punk through the announce desk. Reigns went for a spear back in the ring. Punk got him up. Hit his first GTS of the match. Only got a 2 count. Reigns countered another GTS attempt. This was the second GTS. Hits a spear instead. It was a short spear, but he got it nonetheless and only for a near fall. Reigns was frustrated at this point, so he shoved Punk's face into the mat. He threw his head into the mat repeatedly. Very angry now. Reigns went for his own GTS. Punk blocked it, kicked him in the face. He then hits a very weird-looking Superman punch. He went for Reigns' finish. Only a 2 count. I don't like when people steal each other's finish. It just looks cheesy. It does. I don't think there's a need for it. It's just stupid. So Punk at this point, after the Superman punch, only gets him a 2. He goes to the front row. I don't know who this was. It might have been a celebrity of sorts. I don't know. This guy was wearing a red ulafala. He grabs the red ulafala from someone in the front row. He puts it around his neck. Punk gets into the ring. He's wearing the ulafala. He does the ooh-ah. He goes for a spear. Reigns catches him in a guillotine choke. Punk countered the choke into a schoolboy for a 2 count. Punk applied the Anaconda device. Reigns punched his way out of it. He got the guillotine choke on once again. Punk countered the guillotine into a cradle for a 2. Both men doubled down with a clothesline to each other. We are now reset. This was a great sequence. They trade strikes back and forth. No guy has the edge over the other. Punk takes off his wrist tape. He throws it at Reigns. The referee picks it up, turns his back briefly to throw the wrist tape out of the ring, and Punk nailed Reigns in the dick with a low blow. Low blow by Punk. A third GTS by Punk only gets him a 2 count. Punk then placed Reigns on the announce desk on the outside. He wanted to do this earlier. He gets it done now. He lays Reigns on the American announce desk. Flying elbow drop off the top rope. He nails it. They both go through the table. Punk gets up, throws Reigns in the ring, hits a 4th GTS. Reigns nails. He's nailed. He then falls into the ropes. He doesn't fall down. He bounces off the ropes and then right back onto Punk's shoulders. Punk goes for another 5th GTS. He tries to get Reigns up. He could win the match. He does not have enough strength to carry Reigns on his shoulders. CM Punk collapses. With Reigns on his shoulders, he does not deliver the GTS. So Reigns takes advantage of this. CM Punk gets to his knees. He gets up. He's dazed. He's confused. He's weak. Reigns speared Punk. Punk would not stay down. He got to his feet. Reigns hits another spear. And that was the one that did it in. Roman Reigns hits 2 spears after CM Punk collapses after a 5th GTS that did not connect. He collapsed face first. Reigns follows up with 2 spears. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins the World Heavyweight Championship in a great, and I mean great, main event for WrestleMania 42 Night 2. 34 minutes. According to Wikipedia, the exact time of the match. I'll tell you right now, Reigns. What am I looking at here? Why am I looking at AEW? Reigns and Punk, 33 minutes and 56 seconds. Roman Reigns is the new World Heavyweight Champion. He went over to his family at the end of the match. He hugged his wife, his kids. He gets in the ring. He grabs the Ulafala. He's showcasing the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And the show goes off the air with no big surprises, no Usos, no interference, no Rock, no Bloodline, nothing. Roman Reigns beat CM Punk clean. 1, 2, 3. Now, the one thing that I mentioned was, if we're going to change the championship from Punk to Reigns, Roman Reigns is going to need to be on TV more than we have seen him recently. He needs to add some more dates to that contract. Roman Reigns apparently had a contract up, and Roman Reigns was telling the media that if he doesn't beat CM Punk, that he's basically finished. He doesn't belong in the WWE anymore. They only did this, and Roman Reigns only did this to create intrigue about what's going on. Roman Reigns' contract is up. I'm assuming he's signing a new deal or has already signed a new deal. I wonder if Roman is not yet ready to transition into Hollywood. I wonder if Roman is having problems transitioning into Hollywood right now, landing some major roles. He's not done with the WWE yet. He's in his late 30s. This last contract here that he's signing may be his last contract with WWE. But we're going to be seeing him a little bit more often. Apparently, according to what he said on the post show after this match, we're going to be seeing him a little bit more often. I'm assuming he will be on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. What's next for him, I don't know. But if Roman Reigns is on TV, and I said this, if Roman Reigns is on TV more, I don't think WWE is going to shy away from that. I think they may be more prone to put the title on Roman than if he wants to do 5 or 6 contracted matches per year. But then you look at CM Punk. CM Punk's done everything as the World Heavyweight Champion. He won it on November 1st in a match against Jey Uso on Saturday night's main event. He went on to have a great world title run. Braun Breaker. He defended it against Finn Balor. He's wrestled Seth Rollins. I mean, he's had some great fucking matches. He's had a great run as world champion. Finn Balor twice. CM Punk was a great world heavyweight champion. I know that match with Braun Breaker was something fans wanted to see. But Breaker is going to be now in a feud with Rollins. That's the priority. I don't know what CM Punk does now. I don't. CM Punk had done everything with the World Heavyweight Championship. Whereas Roman Reigns, everything feels a little bit more fresh with him as the world champion. A match with Gunther, a match with Breaker, a match with Rollins. Those are matches that are fresh. Rollins and Reigns was the original plan for WrestleMania. It was supposed to be Rollins and Reigns, Punk and Cody. That's what the plan was going to be. Now Reigns is the World Heavyweight Champion. We realistically could get Rollins and Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. We could get Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. We could get Oba Femi and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I know WWE's probably thinking about that. Imagine that. If Oba is the guy, imagine that. If Roman's going to be there more, I want to say that maybe WWE made the right decision by putting the title on Roman. If he's there more, if he's on TV, he don't have to be on TV every week. He doesn't got to be there 4 weeks out of 4 weeks. He could be there 2 weeks, 3 weeks out of 4 weeks. But as long as he's there building to these PLE matches and building these stories on television, maybe it's the best thing to put the title on Roman Reigns. Now that he's more prone to showing up on TV, CM Punk as the World Heavyweight Champion, I don't know how refreshing or how different it would be with him still at the top. So we'll see what happens on Monday. CM Punk got his main event. Phil Brooks at 48 years old. He's still out working. Fucking guy's 20 years younger than him. I know a lot of people make fun of Punk, saying that he's gassed and he's old man Punk. I don't give a fuck what you think of CM Punk. CM Punk just went out there and he outworked Roman Reigns. No matter how you look at it tonight, Reigns won, but you know who outworked Roman Reigns tonight? CM Punk outworked Roman Reigns tonight. Fact. Even in a losing effort, he looked fucking great. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about CM Punk. Better now than he was fucking 15 years ago. Night 2 saved this WrestleMania. Night 2 absolutely saved WWE from creative disaster. That night 1 was so aggressively bad. Like, I was embarrassed. I felt fucking embarrassed for them. The commercials are going to be an issue. The advertisements are going to be an issue. They don't care. They need to realize that this does not make for a great viewing experience for us. The seven matches on Saturday and the 6 matches on Sunday. Bro, if you're going to run these shows like NXT takeovers at 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and you're going to give me all these advertisements, maybe it's best if you add an 8th or a 9th match to this shit and make these shows feel substantial. 6 matches is not what I call WrestleMania. It's not. It absolutely saved this WrestleMania. That doesn't take away from how awful night 1 was. Everything about night 1 pissed me the fuck off. Everything. Tonight felt like more it was a WrestleMania show. But I feel like they gave you half a WrestleMania show, and they don't give a shit that they gave you half a WrestleMania show. Monday Night Raw needs to be a kick-ass Raw after Mania. Taking chances, giving us some fresh direction, giving us some new storylines, something to get excited about going into Backlash. Hopefully they have something really, really good planned. Was this year's WrestleMania better than last year? Yes. Yes. The only thing I could really take away from last year's WrestleMania is those 2 main events. The main event of night 1, which was tremendous, and then the women's match to open night 2, which was tremendous. John Cena and Cody Rhodes were fucking awful. That match was so terrible. And the disappointment of Rock not being there, and the disappointment of Travis Scott, Fiend. I can't sit here and tell you that last year was better than this year. It's not. I think what they did with night 2 really put it over the edge just slightly with it being better than last year. But that doesn't give WWE some, yeah, man, we did great. We made up for last year. No, WrestleMania continues to be unidentifiable. It's not WrestleMania anymore. It's advertisement mania. It's commercial mania. But we made it. We got out of WrestleMania. It's over. And the next stadium show that WWE now books around will be at the stadium in Minneapolis, SummerSlam. I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight here on Off the Script. We're going to get into these super chats and really have a great ride home here, man. Thank you guys very much. We had upwards towards 7,000 people. I think at one point we had 7,200 tonight. It's crazy. Thank you guys very much. We had 2,500 likes. Thank you. You guys have fucking absolutely killed it with the super chats, man. You guys are fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of night 2 of WrestleMania. Go check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. And more coming this week. Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. Tuesday with the coach, Jonathan Coachman, on the 2 count. If you guys are new around here, I do a show with Jonathan Coachman, who is rocking and rolling right now. Tuesday morning on his YouTube channel, Behind the Turnbuckle, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We're going to talk all WrestleMania. And then Tuesday Night Titans with the Solid Monster. Wednesday, Jesse and I will be back live with Dynamite and the coverage of AEW on Wednesday night, which, by the way, no one is talking about. So their experiment with Darby Allin as world champion has already flopped. Tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew. You ever notice this around WrestleMania season? Everyone's locked in. Everyone's dialed up like CM Punk was tonight against Roman Reigns. You got guys coming back from injury. You got guys returning. Women returning like Paige on Saturday night. People showing up in the best shape of their lives. And then there's the rest of us. We're all sitting here like, why do I feel like I just went 60 minutes with Gunther and I didn't even leave the couch? It's unbelievable. Who wants to be feeling that way? No warm-up, no easing back in, just straight to business. We've all had those moments where you're not ready physically, but mentally, you're overthinking everything. Timing, distractions, the pressure, you're not fully locked in. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew Gold is built different. It's not about just the blood flow. It's designed to help with arousal as well. So your mind and your body are actually on the same page. Because let's be real, getting ready and being ready are two completely different things. Blue Chew Gold combines ingredients for performance and mental connection. So you're not out there second guessing like it's your first match back in 6 months. You're confident, you're focused, and you're in control. It's time for less thinking and more doing. So if you're trying to step up your game and bring that main event energy when it counts, don't let your mind get in the way of a good time. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. We got a special deal for all of our listeners tonight. Right now, when you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you're going to get a third free with promo code JD. That's promo code JD. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring tonight's WrestleMania 42 Night 2 post show right here on Off the Script. Man, we got a lot of super chats to go through, man. I got to check how we're doing here, man. Some of you guys I missed because there were so many. YouTube just didn't show me all of them. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JDOTS, how's everyone today? Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Olivia. WWE will lose eyeballs if JD stops covering weekly. 1 a.m. kickoff in Bulgaria. Thank you, JD, for all that you do. Thank you, Olivia. Big Money Jackson with a $1.99. I sent super chats last night that were never read. Brother, YouTube had deleted them all from the stream. I don't know what happened. I'm reading yours right now tonight. I'm not pleased with these microwave rushed matches. I wasn't either. When I watch WrestleMania and I want to watch WrestleMania for the biggest show of the year, I don't want to see 7-minute matches. It reminds me of what we see on weekly television. King Madara. I know the Brock haters are loving this right now. Fuck them. I don't care what the Brock haters are thinking. More than likely, their favorite will never be as influential as Brock Lesnar. Fast Eddie. Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, stuck the landing. Was not expecting it to be Brock's last match. I teared up. There will never be another beast. Never. Never. Olivia with a $1 super chat. From a tank to jobber entrance. Needs to be studied. Yeah, Rusev is probably not happy, man. That sucks. That's awful. Big Money Jackson with a $1.99. The new downloadable Mortal Kombat character equals Penta. Let's go. Bro, I would absolutely put him in the game. If there's a WWE DLC, Penta should absolutely be in the game. Nate with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Brock. You are one of my favorite wrestlers, and I can't lie, I cried. Since 02, my favorite Eddie promo was with Brock. This means more for Oba than Gunther. I agree. Michelle Moran with a $2 Super Chat. Sorry, Lil Yachty is no Prince Nana. Absolutely not. Raymond with a $10 Super Chat. Got to watch Brock Lesnar's whole career. Will definitely be missed. If it is the end, favorite Brock match was against Kurt Angle. Iron Man match. Thanks, Brock. Never going to be another beast. Caden with a $1.99. No message. Big Money Jackson. I'm loving the results of night 2. OTS for life. Thank you, Big Money. Also with a $1.99. Demon should be a consistent alter ego of Finn Balor. That may be the plan. That may be the plan. Michelle Moran with a $2 Super Chat. Backlash. Judgment Day needs to turn on Liv. Yeah, I don't know where that story's going to go. I think we run back Liv and Stephanie at Backlash. Michelle with a $2 Super Chat. Finally, the Demon looks good and wins. End Judgment Day now. Big Money Jackson with a $4 Super Chat. In my opinion, Riptide is a weak finish. It's a no from me. WrestleMania 42 gets a grade of C+ from me. That is all. Top 3 Mania matches. Punk Reigns, ladder match. Rollins versus Gunther. I think that's going to be everybody's top 3. I'd probably go Drew and Fatu 4. Ed O'Neill with a $4.99. Penta gonna have to carry us hard through the summer. Would you choose Oba or Gunther to take the title from Roman? I'd have Oba. Nobody wants to see Gunther as the world champion again. We've seen that. I would love to see a Gunther versus Roman match. I don't know if I'm putting the title on Gunther, though. Frank Tesh with a $10 Super Chat. JD, this year's Mania was an overhyped Raw and SmackDown. It was commercial Mania. Boring. Can the creative team be fired now, since no long-term booking exists anymore? Last night definitely felt like a Saturday night's main event. Michelle with a $10 Super Chat. Great main event. Punk and Roman have that magic like Punk Drew. But problem, does this mean Raw has no champ till SummerSlam? I hope Triple H has a plan here or else Raw suffers. What's next for Roman and Punk? I think Roman's going to be around a little bit more often. Otherwise, I don't think they put the title on him. DC, $13.99 and a $6.99. Once again, Reigns and Punk delivering a legit main event professional wrestling match. Those two should be proud of their hard work tonight. Same goes to you and all your constant hard work, JD. Cheers. I started watching at WrestleMania 31 since then. Who has improved the most overall, in your opinion? Gotta be Roman. Gotta be Roman. Roman isn't even the same performer anymore as he was then. Cody, thank you again for the $100 Super Chat. Adam Strange with a $4.99. Hot take, even with the time constraints, that was better than 40 Night 2. No, that was not better than 40 Night 2. I mean, just based on the main event alone, it's not better than 40 Night 2. Lauren with the $2 Super Chat. WWE really had Randy lose just for Roman to defeat Punk. Salutations, Brock Lesnar. What a run. Bro, they got bigger problems for the Randy Cody stuff. Cody's out with a black eye, fractured orbital something, or bruised orbital bone or something like that. He had a fucking huge black eye. He canceled his WWE World Autograph signings today. And picture signings, or whatever it was, photo op. Bro, that main event didn't make any sense. They sold Randy Orton's back. That was not an aspect at all during the entire build of the match. All of a sudden, they start selling it like he's fucking in torturous pain. throughout the 20 minutes of the match. When did that become a thing? He was selling it as if he was trying to get babyface sympathy while Cody Rhodes was playing on and off heel in the match. Then Pat McAfee comes down. Pat McAfee's wearing a referee shirt. Nobody describes to us who gave it to him, where he got it from. He's got a fucking neck brace. Randy's got an RKO on Cody. Instead of counting a fast count, he counts like he's a legit referee. Like he's fucking Earl Hebner in an epic main event. Randy RKOs him, gets him out of the fucking match. They take that moment away from Cody Rhodes. I don't understand how people just aren't watching the same match that I'm watching. After all that Pat McAfee did to Cody, it's Randy who took him out? And then Cody wins, very heel-like, only for Randy Orton to then use the punt kick to show us heel Randy against Cody, who was working heel in the match. Bro, I'm confused myself, bro. What are we watching? What are we watching? West Coast Samoan with the $5 Super Chat. Happy WrestleMania, JD. Thank you, West Coast Samoan. Ryan Fairburn with a $5 Super Chat. Night 2 was easily a 8 or 9 out of 10. The main event alone made WrestleMania worth it for me personally. Perfect match. OTS and the OTC for life. Thank you, Ryan. Lauren with a 2. Randy was to win, but plans changed a few weeks back. That Bowie with the 199. Right back to the Roman agenda. They do it for Roman. Take nothing away from Punk. He had a great reign. Loch Ness with a 1999 Oba coming out and watching 50K people strut with him was fucking great. The stars are bright. Seeing Brock leave everything in the ring had me tear up. What he did for Oba speaks volumes. Main event, fire. We the ones. Hashtag blue haired lady. Thank you, Loch Ness. Illuminati with a 5. Night 1 was 2 out of 10. Night 2 was 8 out of 10. Overall, 5 out of 10. Sounds fair. I would say night 2 was a 7 out of 10. 6.5, 7 out of 10. JP the Glove with a 999. What's up, JD? Love what you do, man. Huge fan. Night 2 completely blew night 1 out of the water. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, 5-star classic. What a match. Last year, they had a great triple threat with Rollins. This year, they had a great one-on-one, man. Punk and Roman, they work great together. Resin with a 999. JD, you need bigger sizes for your shirts, brother. Some of us aren't fit yet. I'll see what I can do, man. I'll email them. I'll email Fourth Wall. See what I could do. I don't know why they have just cut-off sizes. They're blatantly disrespecting the 4XL, 5XL crews out there, you know? Denver Sports Cult with a 499. EO had more rushing yards to the ring than any Raiders running back this last season in that stadium. Go Broncos and OTS for life. Thank you, Denver Sports Cult. Burke, $2 Super Chat. This intro longer than WrestleMania ads. Well, you can suck my dick, Burke. 12-minute intro and you get a 3.5-hour podcast. I'm already here for 3 hours. Piss off. It's called a live stream and building anticipation. I had 4,000 people in here before I said a fucking word. You were watching a virtual Mustang drive on the fucking computer screen you're watching on. Don't tell me how to do my fucking job. There's a reason why we're number 1. Get him out of here. Arcade the Hedgehog with a $2 super chat. So, JD, is The Rock going to be head of creative? Eventually. Brian Gewirtz is going to be head of creative. Matthew Russo with a 1999. Not a huge Punk fan, but when that dude is on, he really is the best in the world. Stellar main event. I thought maybe Roman would take the L for The Rock to then come out ashamed in him and have them face off to set up WrestleMania 43. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Do they got any major surprises for Raw after Mania? I doubt it. I doubt it. Resin with a $20 super chat, sipping on some Doc Holiday 13-year. JD, I'll be your Huckleberry. Look at this fucking guy. Thank you, Resin. Phantom with a 32 months, enjoying a cold Vancouver Island Brewing West Coast Trail IPA. Cheers, JD and chat. Look at this fucking guy, man. Live it up, Phantom. Live it up. Best in the world, Matt. Thank you for the $100 bomb earlier, brother. Appreciate you as always. Undead Mage. 36 months. Yes. DJ 55 with the $4.99. JD, Liquid Death Murder Mystery is a good flavor. Also, drank Sabretooth Squirrel IPA. Not bad. Mania Night 2 hit much better. I don't drink IPAs. I don't like IPAs. I will drink a milkshake IPA. I will not drink IPA. Double IPA, triple IPA, hazy IPAs, no. No, milkshake IPA I will drink. But no IPAs. Club Fight with the $4.99. What a sigh of relief night 2 was after sitting through night 1 and the Mets. You should see the teeth marks on the barrel of my Glock. Brother, it's all right. The Mets have lost 11 in a row. They will win again. Speaking of which, let's see if the Braves won. Did the Braves beat the Phillies? Did they sweep the Phillies? Yes, they did. Man, you gotta love that, man. The Phillies getting swept, man. Fuck the Phillies, the fighting Phillies. Fuck them. Fuck them. I hate Philadelphia. It'll be all right, though, bro. Put the Glock down. They'll win a game. They'll win a game. Shane Brown with 40 months. Cheers to you, JD. Proud to be here for the last 40 months. Still nobody does it better than you tonight, bro. What a hell of a night. Night 2. I appreciate you, Shane Brown. Thank you for being here, brother. Bobby Knoxville, the $5 super chat. The only crowd worse than Vegas will be Saudi at next year's Mania. Thanks to TK, I'm afraid Mania, as we know it, is dead. Also, 2 years sober today. OTS for life. It's great news, Bobby. Proud of you, brother. Paula with a $5 super chat. Hi, JD, anxious for your new t-shirt to arrive. It just shipped. I can't wait. Go get your new t-shirts. Go get your new shirts down in the description below. That's where you can find them. Unapologetically authentic. Hoodies, shirts, women's tees, coffee mugs, TNT merch. Go get yours today. Ken with a $9.99. Based on Danhausen's appearance tonight, do you expect him to form a faction called the Little Peoplehausen? No. Nor does anybody want to see that. Vintage Grapes with a $4.99. Total wrestling time was 2 hours and 47 minutes. We don't need 2 nights anymore at this point. If not for the ads, you're the GOAT, JD. So we got 2 nights of WrestleMania. and only 2 hours and 47 minutes of actual pro wrestling, most of which came from tonight's main event. And then Cody and Randy went what? 23 minutes? Turu with the $2 super chat. Oba calls out Roman on the post. Money match, man. It is. Cam G, thank you, brother, for the $100 super chat. House of Glory was incredible on Thursday night. Nathan Cox with the $199. Storytelling at its finest. Punk OTC. Lord Gasmic with the 100. Thank you, Lord Gasmic. Damon Cross with a 50 from New Zealand. Haven't managed to catch every match from tonight yet, but what I did see was far better than night one. Much love from New Zealand, JD. Keep up the great work, brother. Damon, thank you for being here, my friend. Paul, thank you for the Philippine pesos super chat. Appreciate you. Street Fighter with $5 super chat. I wonder if the strategy was to keep night one mediocre so they can finish strong with night two. Well, the card on night one wasn't strong at all. I mean, that's what happens when you just put 3 women's matches on the fucking show. They should have absolutely spread them out. JC with the 44 months. Hey, JD, good to hear what you got to say. I enjoyed night 2, fell asleep during night 1. Can't believe Lesnar actually retired. Look at this fucking guy. What are you giving me this fucking money for, bro? Jesus Christ. I gotta shut the music off because we gotta give Genius, listen, we gotta give Genius the Ric Flair.
Woo! We are on tour, and we're doing it better than anybody else alive.
Dr. Evil Genius comes in here with a $100 super chat. Instead of giving the Mets my money, I'll give it to you. P.S. I wanted to think of something to put in this super chat that would get me benched. I couldn't think of anything. I don't know, man. I mean, do I bench you for something that you say? I don't think you could say anything to me that would get you benched. What could you possibly say? JD's a virgin, JD's a racist, JD's a cat murderer, or all these other vile things that I hear weekly. What could he say, chat? Call me a camper? A camping bitch who sits in the corner with a silenced weapon. Camping a fucking tag. I call it playing strategically. I don't camp. Your music sucks. That may be the closest thing that gets him benched. If Dr. Evil Genius said Alter Bridge sucks, I might have to bench him. Thank you, my friend. I hope you and the ladies are doing very well. I hope since I was there last, you got them a new coffee maker. We can't allow me to make a better coffee than you for the ladies. We can't have that happen. I appreciate you, my friend, as always. Slade with the $4.99. WrestleMania was dope tonight. So fucking proud to be a CM Punk fan. He's the last of a dying breed. He absolutely is. He absolutely is. Listen. Now, you're going a little too far now, okay? Coheed is better than Alter Bridge. Now we can't be saying that in here, man. That's one of them situations where if you're at the bar, man, you're flagged and you're thrown out of the building. We can't have that happen. Come on now. Slade, thank you for the $4.99. CM Punk is absolutely the last of a dying breed, man. Him and Cody are the pure essence of pro wrestling. Illuminati with a $100 super chat. Thank you, brother. As always, Joker Face with a $4.99. Oba mentioned Roman on the post show. JD, would you book that match for SummerSlam? There was so much white ring attires tonight. Vince hated white attires. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the attires were very questionable. Ovo, the final boss with the $2 super chat. You are the best in the world, JD. Thank you, Ovo. Thank you. NGP for live with the $5 super chat. Never was a Brock fan, but I shed a little bit of tears for him. Though it could be a work, and I could see him attacking Oba tomorrow after shaking his hand. Nah. I don't think he... Is he on the show tomorrow? Someone told me yesterday that he's actually on the show tomorrow. Tim L. Sim with a $50 super chat. We'll check this out tomorrow. Overall, this WrestleMania is a mixed bag with a mediocre to bad night one and a better but just good night two, with that night's first two matches and main event making up for most of night one's mess. TKO's greed overshadowed this WrestleMania still. I think you put it perfectly, Tim. I don't think anybody could really argue your comment. Justin Toner with a $10 super chat. Thank you, JD, for all that you do on the post show. Roman said he will be on Raw. And this part-time crap, we're going to fix that. Y'all better make some room. Y'all going to see me all summer. Well, that's why he's the world's heavyweight champion. Phantom, thank you for the 200 in super chat, my brother. Thank you. Killer Paji with a $100. I don't know what this is. I wish YouTube would give you the fucking currency, but it's a blue super chat. Hey, JD, Oba Femi called out Roman Reigns on the WrestleMania 42 post show. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for being the realest out there. OTS for life. Thank you, Killer. Yeah, I heard about it. I don't know. Maybe we get something tomorrow with him. Maybe we get something tomorrow with them. Boss Mo Jackson with the $4.99. Prediction, Oba takes the title of Roman at SummerSlam, and later on, at some point, Braun takes the title of Oba. Just a thought. Tim L. Sim with a $9.99. Also, much thanks for your content. I'm looking forward to more to come. We'll see where WWE goes as its future is still uncertain with TKO's relentless greed, and also where AEW and other promotions go. I appreciate that, Tim. Thank you, brother. Yo, boy Pete with a $99.99. Thank you for the $100 super chat. I am Batman with a new membership. Thank you, Batman. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, your WrestleMania coverage was top-notch, especially night one, which I listened to 3 times now. Thank you for the weekend of content. Much love, bro. Brother, that's a 4-hour fucking stream. Salute. Thank you to my guy, Indigo. NGP with a $5 super chat. Man, the look on Rusev right before he took the OG cutter, priceless. I really wanted Javon to win. After that, McDonough died and sold that hit. Hashtag beast. McDonough is fucking great. Catch 22, thank you for the 100. DC Calgary with a 139. My brother, thank you for the 139. Vinny P with a 199. I just kept thinking, why is Rusev in this match? I'm just glad he made the fucking show. It was looking a little bleak for my guy Rusev. Mike Pisa with a $20 super chat. How are you doing, JD? I want you for almost 6 years from the pandemic. You watch me. You don't want me. You watch me, Mike. You watch me for almost 6 years from the pandemic days. You are the best at what you do. Keep on. I love your passion. Thank you, brother. Joey Clemenza, you want my take on Creed? Creed sucks. Creed sucks. I was never a fan of Creed. Creed's best song and only song that I actually enjoyed was called What If. I think Mark Tremonti's writing in Creed was awful, and I think Mark Tremonti took Alter Bridge into more of a metal realm. Plus, they had a better singer in Miles Kennedy. Scott Stapp is fucking terrible. Scott Stapp's one of the worst singers I've ever heard. His voice is so awful. Miles Kennedy is so far beyond Scott Stapp, it's not even funny. And now Mark Tremonti also sings himself, and now he sings double duty with Alter Bridge and his own solo band, and his writing is just so great. And he also sings Frank Sinatra every Christmas. So you're asking me my thoughts on Creed. Creed is inferior to Alter Bridge. All Dr. Evil Genius needs to do is, if he never heard of Alter Bridge, bro, I swear to God, go and listen to the song Slave to Master. That's all you got to do. It's the last track off their most recent album that came out in January. That's all you need to know. You'll thank me later. Scott Stapp is awful. No, Scott Stapp is not a good singer, chat. No. We're not sitting here talking about fucking Scott Stapp. Give me a break. Mike, thank you. Hellfire Kai with the $10 super chat. 8 letters, 1 word. Hellfire. Now that was a WrestleMania. Topo defeated Broly. Beerus new champ. No HLA from Goth Queen and EO. This was almost an orgasmic night too. Love you, JD. Stay lit as fuck. Thank you, Hellfire. Johnny Buvacaro with the $20 super chat. Brock taking his boots off is the next big WrestleMania moment. Rhea beating Jade longer in a women's championship match because without Bianca, SmackDown needs Rhea. And Roman gives bangers and will be missed once he's gone. I see no lies detected, Johnny boy. Jeffrey with 199. We timed the Lesnar match 3 minutes. ESPN got hosed. It was 4 minutes and 45 seconds. How did ESPN get hosed? I watched it on the app. I didn't watch it on cable. No reason for me to. Ray Reezy with the 499. Would you want to see a brand split pay-per-view make a return? No. I do not. Venom Supreme with the 49 months. Is it me or did Rhea Jade match was going well and didn't need the interference? I think she did well for once, or did Rhea make her look good? I thought Jade held her own. Can't take anything away from Jade Cargill tonight. I thought she did very well. Beast Comatose with a 279. WWE is following the UFC with the commercials. Cake with a $2 super chat. They do it for who? Roman agenda is back. Guys, this is not the same Roman. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Drew McIntyre has a better win-loss record on Shumba than he does wrestling matches. Probably correct. Andy with a $4.99. Fuck TKO chants in the post show. Roman didn't know how to react. Well, I mean, it's pretty apparent what they thought of WrestleMania Night 1. Shnamtra with a super chat. My strategy for watching Night 2 was delaying it for an hour just to skip those commercials, ads, which is freaking annoying. OTS for life. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $5 super chat. Pat McAfee was wrestling on NXT TakeOver Black and Gold. Tin Cat, maybe Pat was Paul's idea to ask for a pink slip. No, Pat was not Paul's idea. Pat was Ari's idea. Balsamo Jackson with a $4.99. So I read earlier a King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring tournament are pending. We may get those this year. WWE is officially sticking with transfer window to adjust rosters. Yeah, Scott Stapp is a guilty pleasure. Sure. But for anybody to say he's better than Myles Kennedy is factually incorrect. It's not even an opinion. It's not even an opinion. There's nobody here that thinks Scott Stapp is better than Myles Kennedy. Nobody. Coiled Phoenix with a 51 months. Except for Paige's return of Bianca's announcement, Night 2 was way better. Oba winning was the right way to go, but where do we go from here? OTS for life. I don't know. It's going to be a big Monday Night Raw after Mania. They got to deliver, Coiled. They got to deliver. We need things to be set up and generate interest over the next 3 weeks. Sean Schmidt with a $20 super chat. I enjoyed most of the matches this weekend as a WrestleMania. It wasn't good, but as a PLE, it wasn't objectively terrible. Night 1 was objectively terrible. Andrew with a $9.99. I overpaid for a SummerSlam 24 ticket, but there is no way I would pay those prices for PLEs now. And that was just 2 years ago. Mr. Premium with a 6 months. Andrew, I'm not paying a fucking dime to sit at a PLE, ever. Mr. Premium, happy WrestleMania weekend, JD. Need some prayers over some personal changes going on in my life and the ability to adapt. Bless you, brother. You are with us always, Mr. Premium. My thoughts and prayers, my friend. You will get through it. We always do. Nostalgic Vibes Network with $4.99, no message. Thank you, Vibes. Nikki with a 2 in Super Chat. No message. Lavelle with a 5. If Brock's truly done, do you see him being next year's Hall of Fame headliner? Also, did Roman and Punk top last year's Night 1 triple threat? Yes. I think so. The only thing is they had that great angle at the end of the show. That's the only thing this match tonight was missing. OmegaCon with 49 months. Just left WrestleMania in the post-show. It's great to celebrate wrestling with my friends. It was a good show. OTS forever, OTS for life. Brother, I wish that I could do my post-show in a way where I make my money and do it in a way where I can party at the same time. I'd love to be there. I would love to be around. I'd love to be drinking. I love to be bar hopping. I love to be mixing around and be where the hot places are for all the pro wrestling people. Maybe for SummerSlam. Jeff Thomas with a $50 super chat. Fanhousens are greater than TKO. WWE creative mismanagement, unapology, authentic take. Cheers, JD. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate your generosity, my friend. We got my guy, Nikki here with a $100 super chat. He left no message earlier. Thank you, my friend. Vinny P with a $1.99. If Brock versus Gunther is at SummerSlam, Brock should win, in my opinion. No. No, I don't even book the match. I don't even book the match. Cornell Bryant with a $4.99. Cody can't have a good match without Roman. My fake rage bait for tonight. And when Punk came out to his ROH theme, I said JD is probably misty-eyed. You know, I don't think that song is as great as everybody makes it out to be. I know I'm probably in the minority there, but good for him. It was a great entrance. Jeff Thomas with a new membership. Thank you, Jeff. Chicago 4MBK with a $2 super chat. Where does the IOU from Heyman to Gunther go? It could be Lesnar. We could see something play out tomorrow. Apparently, Lesnar's going to be on the show. My guy Nikki again with a $50 super chat and a new membership. This guy's fucking killing it tonight. He had a great time in the venue. This guy's fucking awesome. Summer history with 31 months. What did you think of Stranger Things? Also, you should watch Game of Thrones. I guarantee you would be engaged with it like you were watching The Walking Dead. It's on the list for sure. Walking Dead was one of my favorites. If you're comparing it to that, I know I'll probably enjoy it, but Stranger Things was incredible. I loved Stranger Things. Baltimore Jackson with a $1.99. Oba Femi is greater than Gunther. My guy Nikki again with a $100 super chat. He absolutely got fucking plastered in the venue and has no regrets. Thank you, brother. Jeff Thomas with a 20. JD's funeral fund. It's quite the weird comment. JD's funeral fund? Why am I having a funeral? It's kind of a weird comment, Jeff. What does that mean? Vanilla Gorilla with a 20. The best reviews in the community. Been watching you since Black Ops 2. Your growth is much deserved. Cheers, JD. I remember, brother. You've been with me for a fucking long fucking time, man. Long fucking time. And I'm still playing Black Ops 7. Bilbo Swaggins with a $5 super chat. Ladder match is now the equivalent of the NBA dunk contest. We've seen everything, so it's become stale. It's a great analogy. Oh, he must mean Jeff may mean JD McDonough. Ah. I thought he was talking about me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I thought he was talking about me. Sam G. Hey, JD, Night 2 of Mania marks 1 year since I first discovered your reviews. Thank you for doing what you do and making this year awesome. OTS for life. Sam, thank you. Thank you very much. Matthew with a $50 super chat. Night 2 was better than Night 1. Curious to see how Raw goes tomorrow. Thank you, JD, for all the content and what you do. Go get some of the finest beverages on this. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Speaking of good singers. Not named Scott Stapp. Chris Daughtry is a great fucking singer. SRH with a $20 super chat. Hey, JD, Night 2 much better. Rhea and EO at SummerSlam. Build could be great. Punk Roman was great. Excited to see what stories develop after tonight. Let's go. Busted open 24/7. It's time to sign the king of the IWC. Brother, I don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen. I don't know what I got to do. Who do I got to talk to? Immaculate with a $5 super chat. Do you feel Night 2 made up for Night 1? Yes. This year's Mania was better than last year's Mania based off this night and this night only. Bro Mobile, the $5 super chat. I'm a grown-ass man, but watching Brock cry while taking his shoes off and hugging with Paul with the thank you Brock chants going off made me tear up. You're not the only one, bro. Us real fans shed a tear. All the woke social justice virgins who love to police everybody on social media are the ones celebrating, while us real fans are appreciative of what the man did for 25 years. Chad Kroger is not better than Miles Kennedy. Avenge, I might have to kick you out just for that. Chad Kroger is better than Miles Kennedy? Chad Kroger is better than Chris Daughtry? I think you need to go see a physician, bro. Your ears are filled with wax. I don't know what the fuck you're listening to. Come on now. What is a good Chris Daughtry song? The one you're listening to now. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with the $20 Super Chat. Trick versus Hayes would be equivalent to Jey Uso versus Axiom. One is a fan merchant, the other is a natural wrestling talent without any love. Melo should be next, whereas Trick is the next booker. Lame. Push Melo. In terms of heavier rock music or rock music, no one is better than Corey Taylor. Well, that's a completely different genre. I'm not going to compare Miles Kennedy to Corey Taylor. Corey Taylor does Slipknot. Miles Kennedy is just a traditional hard rock / metal act with Alter Bridge. They're not as heavy as Slipknot is. So I can't really compare. But in his genre, Corey Taylor is very good. What are we talking about here with Trick and Jay? Bro, Trick Williams is better than Jey Uso. Come on now. Come on now. JDGE with a 1999. Roman said in the post show he's done being part-time and will be active all summer. I've always said I don't think we necessarily need him every week, but just a little more, and for every pay-per-view or every other pay-per-view at least. Roman's not going to be wrestling until the pay-per-views, but he will be on TV, from what I'm understanding, to sell the stories, which is great. Zachary with a $50 super chat. Thank you, Zachary. Thank you for all that you do for us true wrestling fans. In my opinion, Punker and Roman save WrestleMania. What a match. Good Lord. Zachary and Amy from Delaware. Zachary, thank you, brother. They have great chemistry. They absolutely killed it tonight. Incredible main event. Adrian with the 4 months. Can I just say Michael Cole was awful during this segment? What, the John Cena Danhausen segment? PZ with a $5 super chat. WrestleMania 32 average match time was 14 minutes. I think we got 3 matches longer than for WrestleMania 42. WWE needs to learn less is not more when it comes to WrestleMania. Sean with a $4.99. The main issues from Mania were way too many ads, too many short matches, and the crappy booking for Cody the last year and a half. Appreciate you, JD. Thank you, Sean. Immaculate with a $5 super chat. Watching you for years. Great work. Love your collab with In the Clutch. We're going to do that again very soon. Love those guys. Cake with a $2 super chat. What was Roman's health bar for this match? 5 GTSs. It's always the case. Illuminati with a 20. If I'm Cody and Randy, I'm telling creative and the upper powers to stay the fuck away from their story going forward. With Pat out of the picture, this can be a fortunate reset button for those to get back on track. Did you guys read the story about how Aleister Black was supposed to factor into the main event and him be the guy that turned Randy into the version that we saw? Imagine Aleister Black being given that opportunity for the main event of WrestleMania, and then they end up going with Pat McAfee. And just fuck it up completely. Caden with a $1.99. Thank you, Caden. Trey Lindsay with a 24 months. 2 years in this amazing venue. Finally got the golden mic. Keep doing you, brother. You're the best in this business, and it's not even close. OTS for life. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate that comment, brother. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. The Jade Cargill stands will be crying injustice for days. The right woman won. Congratulations to Rhea Ripley. Well, they can't be mad at me. I actually praise their queen. And then with the $5 super chat, just go back to my room in Vegas. Amazing night, main event match. And environment was electric. Fell in love with this shit all over again. I don't know if I'm falling in love with it all for tonight, bro. But what time is it there, man? It's not even 10 o'clock. Why are you back in your hotel room, man? There's not a bar to go to. I would be out drinking. If I didn't have this show to do, man, I'd be fucking plastered on a floor somewhere. Sean Schmidt with a $5 super chat. Unfortunately, when Roman came out to his live theatric supervillain entrance, I knew it was over. Well, I didn't really think about his entrance. I knew when he came out with his final boss theme, or his not final boss theme, his OTC original theme. I figured it was pretty much over. Illuminati with a 2. Would Brian Gewirtz be in charge? Good or bad? It may be bad. It may be bad. Shooter with a $4.99. Big JD, keep it up, brother. Any Mania 43 predictions? Been watching since 2014 and always asked, what are you drinking? Keep killing it. I'm assuming Saudi wants Rock. We may get Rock. I don't really know yet. It's way too early. Way too early to tell. My guy, Dr. Evil Genius, again, thanks for the $99.99, brother. You guys killed it tonight, man. There's so many to get through. Furious Nation with a $4.99. What's up, JD? WrestleMania Night 2 blew Night 1 out of the water. Oba versus Roman for the World Heavyweight Championship is something I would love to see. The Ruler versus the OTC. That's a possibility, man. That's a possibility. Arvin with a $99.99. I don't know what this is, but it's not a red super chat. It's a blue super chat. No EO versus Oscar. Instead, we get long ads. TKO, thumbs down. Raymond with a $2 super chat. WWE needs to bring back larger-than-life wrestlers. You got one in Oba. Random one with a $1.99. I bet you never been called a boogly. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't really even want to ask. Furious Nation with a $4.99 with Pat McAfee thankfully out of the picture. Do you think we possibly see a new Legacy faction? Also, would you do another post-WrestleMania transfer window? Yes, I would. We may be seeing that tomorrow. I think Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, Joe Hendry, JC James, Sol Ruka, I think they all get called up between Friday and Monday. Brian, or Brianna, 8958 with a $4.99. Yesterday, I crashed the fuck out of the way. They had Stephanie lose like a jobber, and how awful short that match was. Yeah, they didn't make her look good. Chili Cheese J with a $5 super chat. Roman winning is the best thing to make the World Heavyweight Championship finally mean something. Reggie Brackett with 54 months. Thank you, Night 2, for keeping me awake. I didn't have the same experience on Night 1. Nobody did, bro. Nobody had the same experience. Why would they? Dingleberry with a 10. Nobody better than JD. It's just reality. I agree with you. We'll give Salamonster a pass, though. We'll give Salamonster a pass. I think Salamonster's better than me. Just being humble. Jason Grady with a $5 super chat. Guys, y'all better enjoy and appreciate Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, etc. because they will be next to retire. Cody ain't going anywhere for a few years, though he did say his last contract signed is his last contract, period. This is probably Roman's last contract. Punk says he's going to go till the wheel falls off. And Randy says this is his last contract. Furious Nation, the $4.99. Also, I remember Stone Cold's ATV thing at WrestleMania 41 Night 2 last year. Also, good on Cora Jade putting that creep at WrestleCon in his place. Fans are fucking weird, man. Dingleberry with a 10. My 18-year-old cat, Shiloh, passed last night. I am broken. She loved listening with me. Thanks, JD. I'm sorry to hear that, Dingleberry. That is awful. My thoughts and prayers. My thoughts and prayers. I loved having Bacardi listen behind me. She always listened. Didn't make a fucking move, man. She just listened to me rant and rave for years. I miss it. Rafael De Luna. What's up, brother? $2 super chat. The first Roman and Oba meetup will give me chills. It's me, Caden, with the 30 months. M Shadows is better than Miles Kennedy. M Shadows is fucking awful. I may have to return your membership for that comment. M Shadows is not better than... First of all, it's Miles with a Y, not an I. And M Shadows is not even on the same fucking planet as Miles Kennedy. Period. There hardly anybody is on the same planet. Oki Abeson. $20 super chat. Apologies if this came up already. Glad Femi went over, but man, I'm worried TKO hot shots Femi versus Gunther or Breaker too early. Or just book it shitty. Appreciate all you do, man. Thank you, Oki. Yeah, the M Shadows comment would definitely be a bench. The fact that Caden is a 30-month member, I'm letting it slide. If that was a random comment, that's an easy bench. Oki, thank you, brother. Philluminati with a 5. Rip the Band-Aid off. Heel faction with Cody, Ethan, Ricky. New legacy. I don't know. And Spencer Morgan here with a 2. Since you gave Knight 2 thumbs up, I'll buy it. And Sam Vargas with the $2 super chat. Down with apple juice? What does that mean? Down with juice box? Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. Rest in peace to Drew McIntyre's beautiful black cat, Chaz. Yes. We love Drew. Drew was fucking great. And shout out to his agent, Nick LaPiccola. I wish I was there drinking with him, too. I owe him a whiskey. Guys, I want to thank you for all of the support, man. You guys fucking killed it tonight. It's truly just unreal, the support that you guys showed everybody tonight. I know the best thing about this is when we're angry together. When we're happy together. I don't say anything on this show that I wouldn't tell any one of you in person. Do I get overly animated sometimes? Sure I do. But I'm an entertainer. We're supposed to be entertained on YouTube. But I feel everything that I project here. And you guys resonate with that. And I can't thank you guys enough. We're going to have a great week. We got Monday Night Raw. We got Tuesday Night Titans. We got the 2 count with the coach. We got Wednesday's Dynamite. Going to be a great week. I appreciate all you guys for all that you've done for me this weekend. We fucking killed it. 9,100 last night. 7,200 tonight. You guys killed it. Thank you. Thank you. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you go and check out all the great content on the channel, including last night's 100,000 viewed Night 1 host show for WrestleMania 42 Night 1. On X, at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. We're on our way to 177,000 subscribers. Go check out the content. Leave a comment down below. And continue to hit that thumbs up. Everything you do helps out the channel tremendously. Guys, WrestleMania 42 in the books. And we do it all over again tomorrow for the Raw After Mania, the biggest Raw of the year. And we'll be live right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.